states, Republican voters in South Carolina casting ballots for the second time in 2 months for the late Senator Lindsey Graham's seat after his death in July. Graham's sister, Darlene Graham, appointed to finish his term until January. Now she's battling in the race in the GOP primary for the full term.
This election is very important because we're looking to replace someone who's going to take care of the people of South Carolina. U.S. Senator Graham has held a very high position in the Senate in the country, and so this position hopefully will solidify us a great position in the state of South Carolina.
Yolanda McKnight, the winner, faces Democratic candidate Annie Andrews. In Colombia, more than 200 people are dead following yesterday's powerful earthquake. The State Department announced U.S. disaster assistance response teams will arrive today. And severe storms raising the risk of tornadoes and flooding across the Midwest. This is ABC News. Signs the housing market continues to slump, existing home sales slipping again between June and July, continuing a trend that began earlier in the year, according to the National Association of Realtors.
Month-to-month sales of existing homes slipped 1.7% last month, a softer decline than the month before. And compared to a year ago, sales were actually a little higher. Realtors blame the 2026 drop on rising interest rates and a limited number of existing homes for sale. For sellers, the upside is that the average pre-owned house is sitting on the market for only 29 days. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Luigi Mangione, charged in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2024, was back in court for a pretrial hearing. Defense attorneys asked the judge for the trial to be broadcast live. The judge is still weighing that decision. Jury selection set to begin September 8th. Mangione is also facing federal charges. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Calls for investigations into how the Bite of Seattle shooting aftermath was handled. We'll get more on that in just a moment, but first, here's Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
Thank you, Frank. Everett to Marysville, just over a 10-minute drive. Not too bad. Scattered backups between 526 and 529. Eastbound 526, you're still heavy, leaving the Boeing factory over to I-5. Bellevue to Everett, a 45-minute drive. We've got pockets of slowing between Kirkland and Totem Lake, and then another backup there in Alderwood starting at Damson Road. Seattle to Everett, just 35 minutes. You're a little crowded through Shoreline, more slowing just north of the Linwood interchange. South 5 into Seattle, heavy from the U District to I-90. North 5, we've got backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal. Minor backups at the First Avenue South Bridge still, where we had a recent marine crossing. Northbound, however, on East Marginal Way, still stop and go from the bridge into Soto. Bellevue to South Center on 405, we're pushing 40 minutes. It is thick from 520 all the way to the VMAC in Renton. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking at a 40-minute drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lenzi. Seattle police continue to investigate last month's deadly Bite of Seattle shooting. Interim Police Chief Andre Sales spoke at a city council committee meeting this morning.
SWAT team responded, I would say, with less than an hour and a half, which sometimes in these situations it can take SWAT teams to assemble about 2 hours, but they responded in a great fashion of time to make sure we can preserve life.
3 people died, 4 others were wounded. A 15-year-old boy was arrested at the scene. Bob Kettle, chair of Seattle's Public Safety Committee, meanwhile, is pushing for an independent review of the city's response. The mayor's office and police department have been criticized for the fact that very little information was put out until 5 hours after the shooting.
It becomes this little bit of a, I don't want to say sideshow, but it's important, but it's also deflecting attention to the operational piece.
Wilson has requested that the Office of Inspector General conduct an independent after-action review of the flow of public information after the shooting. Kettle sent a letter to Wilson calling for a probe that goes beyond the standard after-action report. Port of Seattle Commission has approved initial funding for the S-Concourse Evolution Project at SeaTac Airport. The roughly $2.5 billion renovation will modernize the airport's international concourse with seismic upgrades, expanded passenger space, new amenities, and improved boarding operations. Construction expected to start next year and wrap up in 2034. Bellevue police say a gas theft gone wrong caused a dramatic vehicle fire on Saturday morning at an apartment complex near Village Park Drive Southeast and Southeast 54th Place. Investigators say the suspect tried to siphon fuel, igniting a fire that destroyed the vehicle and damaged another. Here's Bellevue PD's Drew Anderson.
There was some damage, but thankfully only one vehicle was seriously damaged, and it was the vehicle that was caught on fire.
No injuries reported, no suspect arrested. And by the way, you can see video of this incident at mynorthwest.com. Crash involving a scooter and a vehicle sent a man in his 20s to the hospital this afternoon. Happened near Evergreen Way and Southwest Everett Mallway around 1:30. No word yet what led up to that crash or if police will be citing anyone. Your weather forecast calling for sunshine the rest of the day, 77 degrees. Partly cloudy, 75 tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 79 on Thursday. Up to 82 degrees under mostly sunny skies on Friday. It's 74 right now in Seattle. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Socialism failing to work as it always does. We talk about giving everybody something free, and all of a sudden there's no food to eat. Hello. Anyway, 0-2.
0-2. Always 0-2. Everybody. I was watching the little kids playing baseball yesterday, the 11-year-olds. It's a really sweet moment. This one kid, is this the World Series? Is part of the World Series that's up there right now? What? One kid swings and misses, and the coach, I guess, calls timeout. Calls the kid over, puts his arms around the kid, talks to him a little bit. Kid gets up, hits the ball, runs to first base, and the coach does that heart thing, like, way to go. Yeah. Kind of a sweet moment there.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Having dinner down the street, living a sad life. I rent the apartment hear it. I rent the apartment in Seattle so you don't cry. Because when I did the show back at the barn, I saw a video of you sitting in there all depressed. I thought, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Sad Joe.
That's what it takes.
So here I am. $2,800 a month.
What I needed.
That's what I spend to live here for you. And you too, Andrew.
We're all better for it.
Okay. Saw the Seattle City Council yesterday. I think they, one of the members wants to spend $300,000 because apparently there's that Seattle is going to become the place. If you're trans, come here. We feel sorry for you. We want to help you. We have pity on you, and we will have money for you. Just $300,000 just for people that are leaving other states that are coming here. I started thinking about, pity really is unlimited. I was a city council member in Sammamish. I was put in charge of deciding where the money would go. Apparently, Sammamish at the time was spending about, $170,000 on nonprofits. We had a great big binder of all the grants that people were asking for various amounts of money for, mittens for kittens or concrete for kids or whatever the different things were. And for some reason, the city council there in Sammamish felt it was important for the city to give money to these various causes. When I put myself in charge of determining where the money would go over the weekend, I went through the book and I thought, what the hell are we doing? This is not the function of government. It's not our job to take your money and then decide where it goes, if it's from this nonprofit or not nonprofit. They're all wonderful. I'm sure they do great things, but it's really unlimited, completely unlimited. You just get more and more money and then you just keep giving it away. Pity really is. It's an unlimited amount of emotion that surpasses anything that would be available to the law. And I started to think about how this all works. There's a book by Hannah Arendt called All About the American Revolution and the French Revolution. She looks at the two of them and she says, when you look at the American Revolution and how that all got started, the founding fathers were compassion, pity, empathy were all absent as they constructed the country. You look at the French Revolution, it was all about passion. It was a totally different situation. The French were starving. There was a revolution in the air. You had the poor, you had the rich, and it was just a terrible situation. America was just getting started, fairly prosperous, for a very small country. But between the two, as Arendt says, you had the French Revolution was all about passion and pity and righting the wrongs and tearing down the rich and helping the poor and lifting them all up. And the American one was, nope, it was all about structure and law. Two of them are completely different, pity and law. You see it displayed when it comes to the new folks there for the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. Their candidates talk all the time about how it's important for us to show pity, to feel sorry for the person that breaks into your car or steals something, because really it's not their fault. It's the system's failure. It's really about the failure of all of us not to better understand the individual that needed to steal something from you, take something from you. So what they want to do is completely flip everything over. It's very, very similar to what happened during the French Revolution, right? To go after the rich and free all of us. And we won't have to worry about paying any rent, and everything will be provided for us. In fact, it's even spoken right out, lays it right out here. Let's see. This is DSA national political candidate David Jenkins talking about this. Let's see. Here he is right here. Let's see this.
As an anti-fascist and an abolitionist, and to my knowledge, the only DSA member at a counter-protest on January 6, 2021 in Washington, D.C. So I understand and have lived the stakes of impending fascism. And after years of healing and reflecting on that experience, the thing that I have brought back to my DSA organizing is the necessity for us to fire on all cylinders and to do everything all the time, all at once, and actually work together.
Right. And his goal is very simple.
I mean, our goal is liberation. Our goal is communism.
That's it. So liberation and communism. In fact, in recent survey for people that are sympathetic to the DSA, listen to this. Polling done right after Luigi Mangione, remember him, gunned down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, shot him in the back of the head. 68% of liberals had at least some sympathy for the shooter. 31% had a lot of sympathy. 35% of liberals didn't just sympathize. They supported the action of killing Thompson. 14% called themselves very supportive of the murder. That is not justice. That's pity sorted through class. Thomas Sowell talks about this in his Cosmic Justice, which was could be redefined as social justice if you're on the other side. It's caring more about rearranging outcome to match the preferred story than about the truth and consistency. And there's probably no better example of that than the story of this Cambridge professor who's recently been outed. Have you heard about this guy? Jason Arday. Jason Arday was held up at Cambridge as the youngest professor in Cambridge history at 37 years old. He was black, by the way. The story was built around the stories that he told, and they were just too good to not believe because they needed this guy. Here's some of his stories. He was mute until the age of 11. He was illiterate till 18, diagnosed with autism at 3. He's dyslexic. He ran 600 miles in 6 days, a pace near world record level, including a stretch with a broken leg. He ran 30 marathons in 35 days. Last 9 with the fractured, swollen leg that was twice the size before he started the race. He's a semi-professional football player. He also made so much money as a snooker player that his mom thought he was a drug dealer. That's how much money he was making. He appeared in a British television show documentary called 7 Up, which began filming in 1963, 23 years before he was born. Apparently, he raised $5 million for over 70 charities, which apparently he didn't. He earned a master's degree in psychodynamic counseling at London University, although they have no record of him ever studying there. Apparently, he was a visiting professor at Glasgow and Ohio State, although both institutions can't find any record of him there. He suffered 2 brain tumors, one removed right after his PhD defense that wiped his memory of his own dissertation and forced him to have to relearn it again. He had a stroke after the tumor and surgery, developed epilepsy after being beaten by a gang of kids when he was young. And then apparently he, what did he do? Oh, and then later on he became godfather to one of the kids that beat him up. He was hit by a car as a teenager and spent months in a coma, was locked in his syndrome, not fully conscious but paralyzed. He could hear things but couldn't respond. After the doctors recommended his family pull the life support, he was able to live. Every one of those stories was absolute bull crap. But it didn't matter because Cambridge needed him. He had a book that he never wrote. His dissertations were lifted, a bunch of plagiarism involved. But the problem was he was the epitome. They needed a hero. They needed somebody like this, so nobody wanted to bother to ask. And if you did ask, immediately you were considered to be a racist. Well, he just lost all of that a couple of days ago. So what you end up with is somebody that wants to promote equity. You want somebody that wants to be able to have a world where we can be pity everybody, take down the rich, give to everybody else, and everything will be fine and dandy. And when it comes to somebody going to prison or going to jail, we're not going to need that. Here's a DSA leader.
If my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
What
Absolutely.
would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and
Yeah, she doesn't want, not specifics, but the hypothetical thing of having no prisons or no jails.
talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now, which is that we're spending absolutely outrageous amounts of money on police and policing, and we're not spending money on things that actually make people safe.
There's truth, and the truth is that there is no equity. Nature doesn't make anything equal. There is hierarchy. Some people are better at some things, some are not so good. Some people commit crimes, some people don't. Whatever the reason for the crime, that's part of the story, but it doesn't excuse the crime. There is truth, but there is pity. Unfortunately, when the two try to mix somehow, they don't mix well. You just have to understand that everyone will be judged the same, regardless of who you are, and the law in place will determine what your punishment is if you've decided you want to choose to break the law. But we are running into a society that wants to judge people not equally because, well, you can't have equality and equity in the same place. And this is what we're left with. You get somebody like this. Here's another DSA co-chair talking about getting rid and abolishing more jails.
Let's talk about the platform. Sure. You know, what's interesting is abolish the police is not in here.
The language that we actually have about the criminal justice system talks about how currently our police and prison system is stacked toward persecuting poor people and excusing.
See, here we go. This is just like the French Revolution.
Rich people's crimes. I personally have no problem with having prison system is stacked toward persecuting poor people and excusing rich people's crimes. I personally have no problem with having something called a prison be the place where people like that are kept if they can't.
So why is abolish prisons the thing? Is it just that it is
the language that we have in there is abolishing the police and prison system that protects capital over people. These horrible crimes that have been perpetrated by some of the most powerful people in society are being protected by this system, which is instead mostly going after people for, you know, having some weed or for jumping a turnstile on the trains.
Yeah. The people that are jumping turnstiles are going to prison and weed. State prison, 63% are in there for violent crime, murder and rape and assault. 13% are in for burglary and larceny. 13% are in there for sale and manufacturing of drugs. 10% are in there for DUI and weapons. And that's in the state prisons. This is the French Revolution occurring on American soil. I hope it doesn't go much further than just a few of these elected DSA folks that are in place. But they really have big plans. As he said before, their goals are clearly stated.
I mean, our goal is liberation. Our goal is communism.
It's really weird to say that one sentence, to think that you're liberated and communist at the exact same time, because you can't think of any more oppressive type of political system than communism. There is no liberation under communism. There is only communism and the force of communism on top of you, which removes your freedom as an individual. And it is then determined by a small group of people that control all the power and everything else to say what is good and what is right for you.
Communism.
Yeah, it's really amazing what's happening. Because I think this one gal is going to win. Is Han going to win? There's a bunch of different DSA folks that are in place. You know, remember, Katie Wilson is part of the DSA folks. So it is remarkable that this is what's before us now. And the people that are supporting it tend to be highly educated. They have college degrees and master's degrees and graduate degrees, but they make under $65,000 a year. That's the main percentage of DSA supporters, highly educated and way under employed. So they think the system is unfair to them. They bought a bill of goods, and they're left, making lattes for somebody that doesn't have the education and the debt that they're looking at. So how do you flip the script? Possibly with communism and liberation.
Quick point of privilege.
Oh yeah, here we go. Stop for a second. Stop for a second. I can explain this is this the DSA? This is the
Yes.
Okay. This is in Canada, right?
Was it Canada or California? But it was some meeting, and they were
This is they're having their annual event.
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum?
Yeah.
It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronouns?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
I mean, they couldn't get that thing. That was from a couple of years ago. The one last year was even crazier. They can't even get started. They can't start.
Everybody has to get their own points of personal privilege in before everything starts.
Yeah, and then so they stop the applause because the sound and then the talking, but then everybody starts doing this, and then somebody's hands moving is very upsetting to somebody else.
Deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW, G2S, LGBTQIA+. This is abhorrent.
Communism.
We live in interesting times. Questions, comments, concerns? Nope. No? You all right, Joe?
Magnets.
I'm great.
You don't seem great.
I'm better than ever.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Joe had a very, very nice vacation.
Sure did.
Sees the world in a different way now.
There was me before the quote-unquote vacation and the me after.
Okay.
Do you think, speaking of Katie Wilson,
yes.
So she, I guess, ran as a democratic socialist, right?
Yes, yeah. And she's described herself on this show, sitting right here, as a Marxist.
But she has, did she describe herself as a Marxist?
No, KUOW, when she was being interviewed by KUOW, NPR came and she's described, they said, are you comfortable with the term socialist? She goes, I'm actually a Marxist. Yeah.
So she gets the job.
Yes, she does.
She gets presented with the reality and complications of a big city and compromise and all of these things.
Yep.
Do you think she continues to describe herself that way?
Yeah, I think that's, inherent. It's part of her DNA. Yeah. Because she said in one of those interviews, I could find it, she said that, and this is also her father's writing as well, that we are evolving as a species beyond the, dog-eat-dog world, that we are evolving, that we will all be able to work together. We don't need to be fighting each other for resources.
That's what her dad, yes.
That's her dad. And she believes the same thing because she said at some point, I think it was in one of the interviews we did, that this is going to take time. This is not going to happen in 4 years. We're talking about restructuring society. And restructuring society is food is a right, and that's why we're feeding all of the kids in Seattle schools. It's a right, no matter how much money you make. Food is a right. Housing is a right. That's why we give to somebody right in the street that's homeless. Other group of people are going to start building. Housing is a right, and food is a right. All of these rights are going to be provided for you by the government. It's basically, that's what she believes, and that's where her father also sort of talks about. I'm paraphrasing poorly. The idea is that, we all work together, and there'll be enough there for everybody. And we don't need to be fighting each other for stuff. And somebody doesn't need to be number 1 or number 10. Nobody needs to be better than anybody else. There needs to be no hierarchy. No need for a hierarchy. Why should we have it? Why should we start judging one person who's better than someone else? We need equity. And equity is we're all in this together, and we don't need to have somebody... Just forget nature, forget truth, that some people are better at some things than others, because that creates a dynamic that is unfair. You get that?
A lot of paraphrasing, but yes.
You talk about giving everybody something free, and all of a sudden there's no food to eat. Hello.
Who do you think the richest person in Venezuela is?
the daughter
of Hugo Chavez. All right.
Anyway,
Here comes
0-2.
Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic.
Thanks, John. Bellevue to Everett's going to take you 50 minutes. Minor crowding between Kirkland and Totem Lake, and then a little bit there in Alderwood. So right now, 405 looking pretty good. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. You're crowded from through Shoreline, rather, and then again north of the Linwood interchange into Mill Creek. Everett to Seattle, 50 minutes. You're all clear till you hit 85th coming out of Northgate, and from there it gets thicker as you get closer to I-90. Once you get past I-90, though, you're in the clear. North 5, bumper to bumper before the West Seattle Bridge to the Columbia Tower. Catch a break. Another thick backup between Mercer and the Ship Canal. Very typical stuff for this time of day. It's going to take you 25 minutes to clear all this. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on a 40-minute trip. Typical backup starting at Interurban Avenue. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're up to 45 minutes. It's crowded through Renton and Kent, and then heavy south of State Route 18. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Nate Connors, parts of the house are not functioning, and the parts you're thinking about are not the parts I'm thinking about. I'll tell you what it is, like the garage, because there's no storage, there's no space, can't put the car in there. Same thing with maybe there's just a bunch of stuff that's in the bathroom, it's on the floor behind something else because the cabinets don't function correctly. Same thing in the pantry, you can't find anything in the closet where you stick a pair of shoes in there and then they're gone forever. How about in the laundry room? Can you put everything away? Is there a place to put the laundry detergent and the towels? That's where you need Closets by Design. They came to the barn. Again, imagine a barn, not a lot of storage because horses don't need storage, but we do as humans. So that's where Closets by Design comes in, and they completely rearrange and give us a place to store everything. And now there's a place for everything, and everything is in its place. They're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. You get customized cabinets without the big price, 40% off plus 15% off. That's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
A wildfire disaster unfolding just east of us.
The Spokane fires
destroyed hundreds of homes and forced tens of thousands to evacuate.
Unprecedented stories of loss, devastation, and heartbreak.
It was a beautiful home. It really was.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot.
Join KIRO News Radio in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded one new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble. affordable.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louis found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louis has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louis.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay. All evacuation levels tied to the Spokane Complex fire have now been lifted. Officials say remaining evacuation order for Old Trails Road and Autumn Lane ended at 2 o'clock this afternoon. However, they're warning fire danger is still high and damaged homes and buildings may be unsafe to enter. Spokane man thought his mother's urn was lost when the Old Trails fire destroyed his house, but firefighters spent hours helping him search through the rubble. And Robert Smith tells KIRO 7 TV they did find pieces of the urn.
I felt like I was loved again. You know, I kind of felt like I let her down a little bit, you know, not having her around, and now she'll be around and she'll be here with us forever.
He plans to frame the pieces when he rebuilds. Seattle's interim police chief says investigators are still working to determine whether a third suspect was involved in last month's deadly shooting at the Bite of Seattle. Councilmember Rob Saka questioned interim chief Andre Sales this morning.
Is there a killer on the loose? Yes or no?
Speaking with my detectives this morning, we're combing through some warrants and looking at some things. We still have to comb through some video surveillance that was there. I can't say yes or no.
The shooting at Seattle Center last month left 3 people dead, 4 others injured. A 15-year-old boy was arrested. A 29-year-old man is in jail after a shooting at Cal Anderson Park late last night. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Seattle police say a 49-year-old man was shot in the lower leg and taken to Harborview Medical Center. Officers canvassing the area later found the suspect near 10th and Pine and arrested him without incident. Here's SPD Detective Brian Pritchard.
The suspect was booked into King County Jail for investigation of assault. Our gun violence reduction unit will determine what led up to the shooting.
The victim is listed in stable condition. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A registered sex offender has been arrested after allegedly sunbathing nude at Mukilteo's Lighthouse Park while children and families were present. Police found him later at his home in unincorporated Everett and took him into custody. 2 women had reported feeling uncomfortable about what they saw, but police say some of the witnesses didn't feel comfortable going on the record, so not all the details about what happened are available. Let's head over now to the traffic desk and check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Frank. Harborstone Credit Union has our update. Everett to Marysville, less than 15 minutes. You've got scattered slowing, though, from 526 to 528. Nothing too heavy. Everett to Seattle, 50 minutes, 40 from Linwood. We're all clear till you hit 85th, and then from there, it's bumper-to-bumper commute down to I-90. North 5, we're bumper-to-bumper just before that West Seattle Bridge to the Columbia Tower. You'll catch a nice clearing, and then another thick backup between Mercer and the Ship Canal Bridge. About 25 minutes to get through this. Both lake bridges still looking good. Bellevue to South Center, 35 minutes. A hefty backup from Northeast 8th all the way to the VMAC, and then it clears out all the way down to I-5. North 405 in the south end slows from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Seattle to Federal Ways at 40 minutes. Typical backups between Interurban Avenue and 516. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 40-minute commute. You're crowded through parts of South Tacoma, and then backup heading into Olympia. In between, it is wide open. Open a money market special online with 3.75 annual percentage yield with full access to your money the entire time at harborstone.com/money market. Insured by NCUA. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather forecast calling for sunshine the rest of the afternoon. We should hit 76 degrees. Overnight low around 57. Partly cloudy, 75 tomorrow. Partly cloudy and 79 on Thursday. And then more sunshine in the forecast on Friday with a high of 82. 74 degrees right now. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lenzi. KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, welcome. With the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 1-888-973-5476. There we go. Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs. There's only one place to call. Home Comfort Alliance at homecomfortalliance.com. Called them the other day for some advice. They're like, probably just try turning it off and turning it back on again. And I did. And they're like, there you go. You're welcome. I was like, why is it every tech guy does turn it off and turn it back on again? That's the magic thing. It's a righty-tighty, lefty-loosey to everything.
It's always the first thing to try.
I know. I didn't know that. And then the same thing, we had a problem with the well. It was all this stuff, clay was coming out. And some guy could just turn on the pump and just have the stuff come flying out and then turn it back on again. Same thing. That fixed everything. Fix a radio show. Turn it off, turn it back on again. Right? Any luck?
Yes.
Oh, we don't often respond to text messages that come in the middle of the show and then call the person on the air. But when that first name is Spike and the person tells me I've lost my mind, I said, well, I got to make sure I'm talking to the right guy. Spike, I've lost my mind?
Some of the comments you made in your opening segment, which I often guide. You're my North Star.
Oh God!
Today
Okay.
I wonder if clouds have darkened the horizon.
Well. So what's wrong? What did I? Correct me. Help me.
There was a base through line of your opening commentary, which I just wanted to question really quickly. You'd started off the segment with regard to the city council's pending $300,000 investment in the LGBTQ plus community.
It's for trans individuals that are coming here, leaving states to help them, support them. Yes.
Yeah, but then you likened it. You used the term pity quite often.
Yeah, it's a lot of pity.
I was kind of wondering.
Yeah,
it's pity. You think that's pity? Really? Why?
What else would it be?
Maybe the pursuit of fair representation by a government to its citizenry.
Okay, you can be represented, but why do I have to pay money to have you represented?
All segments of society are represented through use of our tax dollars. All segments of society, whether it's military defense, law enforcement, public safety, whatever it is, roads, traffic, they're all segments of society are supported through our taxation system. So if a city government is going to then designate some of its resources toward addressing the needs of a certain community, how's that pity on that community as much as it's just fair representation of the money that community also spends in taxes?
Right.
When they live and work and play in a community.
Right. Well, I'll separate, and you'll give me that something like roads, fire, police, that's all for public service. That's all we all kick in on. That's not socialism. That's just, those are the services that we all pay for and use. I'm talking about carving.
Those are by definition socialism, but we can chew on that bone another day.
They're not. By definition, it's the production.
When the collective resources of a community go toward the betterment of the entire community, that's socialism by definition.
All right. That aside, socialism is by means of production. That's the state taking it over. But in this case, what I'm saying is $300,000. So what they're saying is this is for trans people that are coming to Seattle. This is going to be a haven for them, that they'll get the support that they're not getting in their state, wherever they want to come to. You can come here and we will support you with our tax dollars. To me, that is special interest. Why this group? because they're being advocated. Somebody comes in there and tells them, we need to do something for these individuals that are coming here to the city. Let's take aside your tax dollars and spend it on this. And this goes to the same thing that I faced when I was in Sammamish for that city council when I didn't finish the part of the story, Spike, which was my suggestion that I made is we give them zero. Why do we take our tax dollars and decide which special interest groups get that money? Why don't we just fill potholes, have police, and provide the general services? But why do we have to start spending money on various special interests for whatever it is that they think that they need? That's my point. And it is. It's pity. We feel sorry for these people, and we want to help them. Why not let nonprofits do that? Why do you have to take tax dollars?
How about addressing inequity? I know you love that word.
Yeah.
How about addressing the inequity of our society and not representing, representing or addressing the needs of any segment of society? You know, this money that's been allocated by the city is to address this city has a policy and the state has a policy of supporting all members of society on an equal basis.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a segment of society that has been underrepresented, if not vilified, in numerous states across our country, with expanded legislation vilifying these communities, taking away basic civil liberties of equality to these communities. They're not asking for special. A transgender or gay person in a community is not asking for special treatment when they're asking to be treated exactly the same as every other straight, whatever member of that same community, right? Is that a fair interpretation?
No, I think you're asking for something. I think you're asking for something. I think you're asking for something special when you're asking for $300,000. Maybe we didn't ask for $300,000, but this council member wants to spend $300,000. And my point would be $300,000 is where it starts. Then it gets to $6 million, and then to $8 million, then $1 million, and then $2 million, and then $2 million, whatever it is, in order to provide some sort of service for a special interest group that is being advocated for because somebody believes that they're not getting a fair shake. I'm treating everybody equally. But it goes back to my general philosophy, which is government should do less and people should do more. We would do better if nonprofits and community and people helped one another, rather than having special interests go to the council and determining that this group gets $300,000 and this gets $1 million, and then we feel sorry for you and you get $2 million and this and that, in order to try to create equity. There is no equity. You will never be able to create equity in society because it doesn't exist.
So you want just the strong survive, might makes right. So just fight our way to the top of society. Isn't that just ignoring civilization, the evolution of a civilized society? You can judge society by how they treat the least among them, right? Is that a fair thing to say?
Well, I guess you're determining what the role of government is. This is really what it gets down to. If you feel the role of government is to redistribute wealth from one group and give to another group because the people that are sitting there redistributing feel sorry for one group over another, well, then you could have that type of society, and that's what we have right now in Seattle and King County. You can see that we spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on homeless. And what we do is attract more homeless. Don't feed the bears. Why not? Because then bears learn to have the food provided for them, and it's unsafe for them, and it's unsafe for the person that's anywhere near the bears. So what happens is, if you have nonprofits and you actually had people that cared about one another, rather than the faceless, nameless bureaucrat handing out a check to somebody, assuming that the life is going to be better somehow, why not make somebody accountable? By removing the individual from the individual's life, neither person is better served, and I don't believe that's a place for government. Fill the potholes, take care of the fire, take care of the police, and take care of the parks. The rest of the stuff can be done by everyone else that cares, like you do.
Well, yeah, I do care, and a lot of us feel like though our federal dollars, our state dollars, our local city dollars, it depends. It's on where you spend them, and some of us choose to spend them on those of us or those among us who need the most help. That's just a matter of prioritizing.
Right.
The tax dollars are going in, whether we spend it on tax breaks for big businesses or we spend it on make sure there's a social safety net, the likes of which help build the greatest generation of America. I think that's a priority that we should be focusing on. But that's just me.
I know. I appreciate it. We spent more than, I don't know how many trillions, 40 trillion or something already on the war on poverty, and we still haven't won. I guess we need another 40 trillion.
Well, you can't blame those who need the help for the ineffective use of those who are trying to give out the help. I'm with you there. Inefficiencies and waste and all that crap.
How much responsibility? Right, but let's talk about people that need the help. How much responsibility do they have for the choices they make in their own life?
Oh, absolutely. That's a part of the equation. Absolutely. Personal responsibility and accountability is absolutely.
And who holds them accountable? The faceless, nameless bureaucrat that hands them the check?
Not at all. I think what who we need to hold accountable is the bureaucrat who's wasting resources and siphoning off resources. Like you said, bloated bureaucrats who are getting rich while the people who are supposed to get the help get none. That's the problem. Not the people who need the help. It's people who aren't using the resources to adequately help people that need it.
Well, thank you, Spike O'Neill.
Always a pleasure, John Curley. I'm a better man having heard your show.
Thanks for Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line doing its thing. Thanks, Spike. You get back. Nate's got traffic. Here from Nathan.
Yes, sir. 425 Magazine has our update. Canyon Park, we've got a collision. South 405 just past 527. It's on your right shoulder now, but traffic slows at the scene, and we're backed up into Alderwood. So Alderwood to Bellevue has climbed up to a half-hour commute. Linwood to Seattle, the same distance, 40 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from 85th to I-90. Bellevue to South Center, plan on 35 minutes. Pretty hefty backup through Bellevue down to the VMAC. North 405, you're slow from South Center through the Renton S-curves. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 45-minute commute. If you're heading out toward Gig Harbor, westbound 16 jams up from 24th Street up to Olympic Drive. Westbound 16 slows approaching Cheney Stadium over to I-5. Tacoma to Olympia has climbed a few minutes, up to 45 minutes. Again, you're crowded through South Tacoma, and then you clear out all the way down into Lacey, where there's about a 3-mile backup between Lacey and downtown Olympia. 425 Magazine, the premier lifestyle publication for all the cities on Seattle's east side. Find out more at 425magazine.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. The best decision I've made about, my goodness, it was 8 years ago. And I heard Rick Riz talk about this the other day. Oh, my, I can see now the eyes and I can see the field. I was like, wow, good for you, Rick. Why did it take you so long to go to K2 Vision and get an RLE procedure, refractive lens exchange? You don't have to wear glasses, no more contacts, no more readers. I can tell you, when I went and had my eyes looked at, and Dr. Kopstein said, man, they're in bad shape. I said, I know, every year I got to get another prescription, another pair of glasses. Let's fix it. We did. 5 minutes, one eye, 5 on the other. Is Kopstein said to me, it takes 2 Beatles songs. He listens to Beatles songs while he does the work. What amazing work it is, because the next day I go back in there, I got 20/20 vision. And no cataract either. Imagine that. No more readers, no more glasses, no more contacts, and no sign of a cataract. That's K2VisionRLE.com. They've done more than 150,000 of these procedures. If you want to get rid of your glasses and readers, it's K2VisionRLE.com.
Charlie Harger.
I want to be a watchdog.
From Seattle's Morning News.
Somebody who is not accepting from the government at face value what they're telling you. I might not even be necessarily against a politician, but if I see an issue or a policy that I think are worthy of a conversation, I'm going to bring it up.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's Morning News.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's 49th birthday, and you get the gifts. Big savings on saltwater hot spring spas, plus free Bluetooth music and interest-free financing for 3 years. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
At Guardian Roofing Gutters and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care, a short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
I was walking my dog. I fell and ended up with 3 tears in my meniscus. I was sent to a surgeon and they said the only way to get this fixed is to have surgery. That just wasn't an option. I didn't want to jump into surgery without trying anything else.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. We offer Jamie an alternative to the downtime and potential risks associated with invasive knee surgery. At Sound Pain Solutions, we help patients like Jamie avoid the side effects of painkillers, cortisone injections, and pain following surgery. Our comprehensive approach includes treatments like pressure wave, PRP, and advanced laser. These treatments reduce pain and restore mobility naturally. Now Jamie is able to do everything she enjoys without pain.
I'm grateful for being able to wake up every day and not be in pain. To be able to go about my day has been amazing.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free joint treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
if you haven't been to the Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse in Soto yet, this is the week. Fresh shipments land every day. Beams, flooring, shelves, live edge slabs, and so much more. One-of-a-kind pieces you can't find anywhere else. Contractors, designers, DIYers, no time to lumber around. Inventory changes daily. This stuff is rare, it's real, and once it's gone for good. So get here first. Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse. Open in Soto. Go to ewsalvage.com.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at tulalipcasino.com.
Nice to have Spike come on the show. Nice working overtime. The Metal Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. You never know who's going to get on there. 1-888-973-5476. Sea lions at Shilshole Bay. Screaming at everything all the time, at boats, at each other, the waves, the wild world that is out there, they're reacting to it. Then they migrate south, and that's what makes Chris Mills sad. So he decided he would start an online radio station called sealineRadio.org. I think it's beating us in the ratings. To preserve...
It's funny because it's true.
Go. Thank you for that. Are we going to get a little sample of it?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Hang on there, everybody.
I just sit and watch and listen and, look around. It's just part of the natural beauty of this place.
Some of them sound mad. This portion of Sea Lion Radio brought to you by Closets by Design. Hang on, there's more. Here's Nate checking traffic, but first, here's some more sea lions.
They swam up here from California. That's crazy. And they're about to swim all the way back. They're also just entertaining.
Does he occasionally jump in with that stuff, or is it just mostly sea lions?
I'm listening right now.
How are they beating us in the ratings?
Can we hear some?
I think that's it.
I hear it. This is live from Sea Lion Radio.
Wait, that sounds like they're repeating it. Like they do 3 hours and then repeat the 4th hour. So. That's live?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
fine.
it's
what?
It's their most recent episode.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. They don't check traffic, though, like Nate does. Here we go. Nathan.
This was brought to you by Seattle Sports in Canyon Park, South 405, just past 527. You've got a collision on the right shoulder. It's got traffic slowing at the scene, and you're backed up into Alderwood. Alderwood to Bellevue is going to take you a half hour. Linwood to Seattle gone up a few minutes to 45 minutes. We're bumper to bumper now in Northgate to I-90 at Ravenna Boulevard. We've got a new crash blocking that right lane. North 5 in Seattle, heavy from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Southbound 99 is packed from the Zoo down to about South Lake Union. Northbound 99, you're doing pretty good. It does get heavy, though, as you get toward the north end of the downtown tunnel up to about mid-Lake Union. Nothing real significant here. Seattle to Federal Way, 40 minutes. It is jam-packed from MLK Junior Way all the way down to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, pushing 45 minutes. Also, 45-minute trip between Tacoma and Olympia. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Nate Connors. Bad hip, shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee. If you stand up, does it sound like a bunch of, like a wind chime of aches and pains? You know what you need to do? You got to, before going to see a surgeon and going under the knife, have you thought about stem cell procedures? When I had it done with Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, I said, so how many stem cells am I getting? It's my own stem cells. He said, about 600 billion. If you were a little younger, we probably put maybe 1 trillion in there. It's like, wow. And they get to work right away. It's amazing. I can't begin to explain within 20 seconds how it all works. All I can tell you this. If you do have some knees that are bothering you, or some wrist or shoulder, ankle, anything like that, and you just haven't been able to enjoy your life, you're not able to go for hikes or run, you've given up biking, maybe you can't even begin to play pickleball, hold on a second. Before you give up, go see Dr. Mark Wagner. He is the man to see. Everybody goes to Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. That's drmarkwagnermd.com, drmarkwagnermd.com.
A wildfire disaster unfolding just east of us.
The Spokane fires
destroyed hundreds of homes and forced tens of thousands to evacuate.
Unprecedented stories of loss, devastation, and heartbreak.
It was a beautiful home. It really was.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot.
Join KIRO News Radio in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250, micro. And yes, I told you so.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. U.S. Marine and veteran Robert Gilman on a flight back to America after his release from a Russian prison. Gilman was wrongfully detained, the State Department says, on disputed charges for more than 4 years. Kieran Ramsey is the chief investigative officer of Global Reach. He advocated for his release and represents Gilman's family and says he was abused and is gravely ill.
Unfortunately, it took a critical health situation for Mr. Gilman to be secured and put on a U.S. government plane and sent home.
President Trump says he talked with Russia's president and he agreed to the humanitarian release. More than 200 people are confirmed dead in Colombia following yesterday's powerful earthquake. Crews still digging through rubble to find survivors. Tomorrow will usher in a triple cosmic spectacle. In addition to a parade of 6 planets lining up across a pre-dawn sky, there will be a total solar eclipse. And researchers say the best meteor shower of the year will serve as the encore. This is ABC News. In Seattle, there is new scrutiny over how authorities notified the public during last month's deadly mass shooting at a food festival.
Leadership in Seattle has been criticized for their lack of communication with the media and public in general as a mass shooting unfolded late last month at the Bite of Seattle Food Festival. Seattle's police chief was forced to resign, and now the mayor is asking Seattle's inspector general to conduct an after-action review of public communication to identify delays in communicating public information and recommend improvements for future critical incidents. Alex Stone, ABC News.
3 people were killed in the mass shooting. Police say the investigation shows that the incident was gang-related. No one drew all 6 winning numbers in last night's Powerball drawing again. The jackpot now ballooning to $1 billion for tomorrow night's drawing. The grand prize is the largest so far this year. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
As you just heard on ABC, the Bite of Seattle shooting continues to make national news. So are police any closer to making another arrest? A lot more on that in just a moment. But first, Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Frank. Everett to Marysville, up to a 20-minute drive, and we're crowded from 526 to 528. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. You're slow from I-90 up to 85th and Kirkland. Then you'll thin out before entering another backup as you head into Alderwood. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. We're slow now from Northgate into Mill Creek. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute drive. You're bumper-to-bumper from Northgate to I-90. That crash at Ravenna Boulevard has already cleared. North 5, heavy from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Bellevue to South Center on 405 is going to take you 40 minutes, and it is packed from 520 all the way to the VMAC, and then you're going to clear out almost immediately. North 405 is now packed from I-5 in South Center up to the Renton Landing, South Center to Bellevue, a half hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay. This morning, we heard from Seattle's interim police chief about the Bite of Seattle shooting.
Spoke to the lieutenant over our homicide investigation. There's some search warrants that they're writing today that they've written over the last couple of days that are going to be fruitful to this investigation.
Officers were on scene within seconds of the shooting last month. They were able to arrest a 15-year-old boy. Others are believed to have also been involved, but no descriptions have been released. Mayor Katie Wilson has also ordered a review of the communication to the public that day. The Port of Seattle Commission has given the green light to funding for a major overhaul of SeaTac Airport's S-Concourse. The $2.5 billion project will upgrade the aging international terminal with seismic improvements, larger passenger areas, and expanded shopping and dining options. Airport leaders say construction will start in 2027 and continue in phases through 2034. The VA is launching a clinical trial to test whether the weight loss drug semaglutide can treat alcohol use disorder in veterans. VA Secretary Doug Collins tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM 600 participants across 18 medical centers, including VA Puget Sound, will receive weekly injections over 24 weeks.
If this study shows that it works for alcohol addiction, then, it's something that can not only affect our veterans, but his population as a whole.
Recruitment starts August 17th. Spokane County emergency officials warning fire danger is far from over, even though all Spokane complex fire evacuations were lifted this afternoon. Crews say hazardous conditions remain in burn areas. Damaged structures may still be unsafe to enter. Firefighters in Pierce County stopped a fast-moving brush fire today near Joint Base Lewis McChord. Broke out around 12:30 near 47th Avenue Southwest and 124th Street Court Southwest. Crews were able to put it out before it got to some nearby apartments. One person, however, did need to go to the hospital. No word on their condition. Bellevue police investigating a dangerous gasoline theft that sparked a car fire at an apartment complex along Village Park Drive Southeast. We get details from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Bellevue police say the suspect or suspects tried to siphon gas from the vehicle early Saturday morning, igniting a fire that destroyed the vehicle and damaged another. Fortunately, no one was injured. Here's Bellevue PD's Drew Anderson.
Bellevue is a safe community, but crime does happen, and when it happens, we want to be notified so then we could hold those folks responsible for committing those crimes accountable.
Anderson says this kind of crime is unusual for Bellevue. He's asking anyone with information to call the non-emergency line at 425-577-5656. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And you can see the video at mynorthwest.com. Weather forecast, calling for sunshine the rest of the day, 75 degrees, and then partly cloudy, 75 tomorrow. Partly cloudy, 79 on Thursday, mostly sunny, 82 on Friday. We are at 75 right now in Seattle. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Wow, just right into the show, nothing fancy. You're not feeling very creative today? All right, I'll take that. What's wrong with Andrew? He's changed too. If I have changed, they don't quite get him. Let's stop making that noise. Here we go. Diving into those. All right. You got to get people to look at the numbers. Washington Policy Center, king of the nerds over there, led by the king nerd, Todd Myers. But in this case, Eric Zimmerman comes back for a second time. Zimmerman, you decided to look into the LEAD program, right? And I saw this from David Bose. He sent me an email today. So LEAD was set up, I forget, was it 2012 or something like that? Was that when it started? Somewhere in there. Basically what it was, it's a diversion program. The cops catch the person. Okay, rather than sending you to jail or whatever, you're going to go to this program and it's going to reduce recidivism rate. And we're going to help you. We're going to meet you where you are and help you the rest of the way. When they started it, it then became big news. Look at Seattle leading the way. Recidivism rate is down. We need more money for this program because it's so successful. And I think the last time it was audited was like 2022 or something. Did you look into the numbers as to it's as miraculous as they say it is?
And John, I did. And by the way, I do this to keep you busy because I know you want, stuff to talk about and stuff to look at.
All right, Zimmerman. Go ahead, Mr. Funny Man. Go ahead.
Yes, I did look at it. I was asked by some folks in government to take a look as LEAD was ramping up to do an expansion. And from the first slide that I saw in terms of the claims, 58% reduced arrests, I knew that there was a problem. Because in social science, it's just not the kind of result that we see for programs like this. It was too aggressive, too ambitious of a claim to make. And so I dug in. And I've just found one after another of a case of for 11 years now, going to 20 states, going to maybe 80 cities, federal appropriations, entering state law in Washington, going statewide. All of the expansion that it did was kind of presented and framed through these claims that were not factual, and in most cases vastly exaggerated what had been demonstrated in Lead's original study. And these claims are still used in 2026. They were put in Seattle City Council's packet for approving Lead's recent expansion, which they did. And now hopefully they're going to talk more about it.
There's lies, damn lies, and then statistics. In this case, the Lead program, I think the last time it was truly audited for financial was, I think, 2017 or something like that. And yeah, their numbers, 58% this. And it was just, they had nothing to back any of it up. Do you get a chance to present to them? Can you please show me your math, as they used to say in 8th grade?
Yeah, I'll give them credit for this. They've been willing to talk and willing to look at it, and we're going to be having a meeting as well to sit down and compare ideas on this. But yes, the thing that we need to see from programs like Lead is what I would call indicators of change. In someone's life, someone who's in crisis, are you seeing objective signs that things are getting better for them? And that's not just, are they inside or outside? Sure, it's better to be inside, but are they working? Do they have income? Are they abstaining from substances? Have they died? And these are some of the things that we need to be able to prove is happening in programs like this. And I think even though its research has many problems, I think the biggest problem is that in 11 years, the Seattle City Council still doesn't have Lead accountable to reporting these things. How many people died? How many people were lost to follow-up? How many people have jobs now? These are just big black hole questions that we don't have answers to. And I could assume that means that the answer is bad, or else we would have answers already.
Well, they said that, I think the number, which was shocking. So according to Lead's research, on an estimate of 3 of 173 unemployed participants gained employment, and 91% of the participants, on average, remained unemployed for over 18 months follow-up.
Yeah, and this was where I thought it was especially strange. Folks saying, hey, Lead is good for jobs. There was a 46% increase in the odds of being on the employment spectrum, as they've described it. Let's just say that's code for jobs. Okay. But if you look at the raw numbers, right, what actually happened, let's say 163 or 164 people didn't have jobs when they came into Lead. And how many additional people in that group gained jobs? The answer is 3. And the estimated average is 3. And so I don't think that you can connect that number to 46% anything other than to say, if someone used the number 46% to describe the increase in jobs, they were doing so in a misleading way.
Yeah. What happens is that it just keeps going. They keep funding it. And I think it was a couple of years ago, they were saying, well, the problem is we need more money. If we got more money, it would be that much more successful. But as you guys over Washington Policy Center, you like to take the big number, which is total amount spent, and then you say, okay, break it all the way down. Well, how many people did it help? Let's say, I think it's $5 million? What's their budget? I can't remember what it is. Break that down and say, okay, help 3 people. Then you just divide the big number into 3. And then you're like, wow, look at that. You could have easily, bought the person a swimming pool, blah, 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 a place in Mexico for all the money, whatever it is that you want to make the exaggerated claim with. In this case, this thing deserves to be looked at. And because for the longest time, it's been running on its own gas and proclamations of success. So I think it was started by Lisa Dugard. Is that correct? Do you know the background on this? And
I do.
Yeah, and she runs a nonprofit, which is, I don't know if it directly benefits from there. It's called Purpose Dignity Action, PDA. It's got a 501c3, and I looked it up. She gets paid in 2024 taxes $239,000. Does the money go from the taxpayer to the Lead program and then to this Purpose Dignity Action?
Yeah, and I think the legal name is Public Defender Association.
Okay,
which is what's under IRS exemption, but it's the contract holder of the Lead approach. So the nonprofit organization is contracted by City of Seattle, King County, and elsewhere to administer their Lead programs. And there's Lead of Snohomish County, Lead of Burien White Center, Lead of Seattle, King County, and then maybe more than 40 other lead organizations around the country, I would imagine. And I think across all of them, it's hundreds of millions of dollars. And the reality is that the organization and the approach has been trusted in many metro areas to be a frontline strategy for people who are in crisis. And the idea, I think, for Lisa and others was, well, hey, maybe sending people to jail is not the right strategy. I'm not sure I agree with that, but that was where it began. They said, hey, I bet we could do better. I bet we could do better and have better outcomes if we don't send people to jail, and let us prove it. And I think the problem is that proof never came. And if it never came, I suspect the reason it didn't came is it's not there. And I think right now, Seattle's government, King County's government, Washington State, we have to lean in super hard on this and say, are people doing better because of what you're doing through LEAD? Are lives being saved? Are people getting jobs? Are people reducing the amount of crimes they're committing? Are people committing fewer felonies? If you cannot prove that these things are happening, then you're doing more harm than good, and we should not keep doing it.
What are some of the harms?
Well, I think one of the harms is if someone is left to their own devices when they're addicted to deadly substances, chances are they're going to die from that addiction. And does LEAD provide enough of an interruption to save their life? I worry that it doesn't, because we have not yet heard anything about that from the LEAD organizations demonstrating that they're saving people's lives. And you get reports on the numbers of people that they're interacting with, the numbers of clients they've seen, but we don't find out what's happened to those clients. And I think that's a concerning and dark story. We see how many people you're interacting with, and you tell us almost nothing about what happens to them after.
You know, once these programs get started, they're almost impossible to stop because somebody attaches all these feelings to it. I'll give you a great example. For about 7 years, the Obama administration and previous administrations wanted to look into an audit and a study of Head Start. If you know the story or not, Eric. And finally, they released it I think it was a Friday before Christmas, and they kept putting it off and putting it off. And finally, they released the data. And what they found was, yes, Head Start helps for a short period of time, but by, I think, third or fourth grade, according to the study, those kids that were in Head Start have fallen back. There's no advantage. You can't see any statistical data that shows that a kid that goes through Head Start actually moves up and out and is able to then, do well in school. So if you were to look at it with a cold heart, you'd say, well, this is not a good use of money. Well, when they tried to kill it, you can't. Even though you go, well, look, guys, it's not working. These kids are not being served by it. It doesn't matter to anybody because what they see is you can't stop Head Start. This thing's been around for all of these years, and it's so great for early learning, and it's so beneficial. No, it's not. It doesn't help them, but you can't stop it. And I think the same thing with the LEAD program. Well, once it gets going, it's the intent is great, but the outcome on the other side, it's failing. As you say, take away the numbers. That person that's gone through the system and it didn't do anything for them, do they end up in worse shape somehow by the choices and the decisions and the actions that they're taking? But it's so hard to kill these programs.
That's true. And I think an important thing here is one of the differences for LEAD is officers have some discretion here. And a lot of officers have been trained that LEAD is a life-saving program. It's the best thing for someone to do next when they're potentially at the point of arrest. And I think officer education in response to this reporting is important, where an officer on the street in Seattle needs to understand that if they're going to decide to send someone into LEAD diversion, there is not reliable evidence that that's the best thing for them. And in fact, we have reason to question if that's going to increase the likelihood that they're going to die of a drug overdose. An officer's got a decision to make there. Am I going to trust a system?
Yeah. Eric, do you know how that actually works? A cop comes in contact with the individual. Do you know the sort of the protocol of that move? How's that happen?
Yeah, there's a framework and there's a checklist of things they're supposed to go over. And right now, though, this is, according to the Seattle City Attorney's Office, the preferred approach for all contacts with potential drug offenses and drug violations. This is the preferred approach for officers, is to try to direct someone into LEAD. And there may be something they can share with you, nuances that I'm not capturing. But if that's the case, officers are going to have to make a judgment call. If I'm sending this person into LEAD, am I sending them into a black box where they're going to die and we'll never hear anything back about them? Or am I confident that the evidence exists that I'm making the right call for this person's well-being. I think right now officers are going to have to be uncertain about that, and they're going to have to use their judgment as to what they're going to do in the field.
So they come up to a guy, he's shooting up drugs or whatever else it is, the reason the cop has been called, goes up to the individual and says, they don't handcuff him and put him in the car. Do they hand him a piece of paper, a phone number to call? Like how's that individual go from the street and into the quote unquote the system of lead?
Yeah, my friend Andrea Suarez has told this troubling story where officers had called her to a police station to help a 18-year-old girl get into treatment. She came, had a conversation with the 18-year-old girl. The girl agreed to go to treatment so she wouldn't be arrested. And then lead came and joined them at the police station. The girl signed a piece of paper, and the girl went back to where she lived, I think on the street with a boyfriend, and resumed using drugs. And to Andrea, that was a little bit of a whiplash, where she had had a breakthrough with someone. They agreed to go to treatment. They were not going to be arrested. Andrea was going to take them someplace safe. And then lead showed up. They signed a piece of paper, and they walked back out in the streets and were using drugs later that night. That is, I think, the problem with the model of how do we assure that what we're doing is in someone's best interest, or are we just doing them to the trajectory they've already been on, heading towards an early death?
Will you get a chance to speak at one of these city council meetings, Eric?
Yeah, I spoke at a couple of the last ones, and I think it was just kind of a room of empty stares. I've been emailing pretty aggressively members of the Seattle City Council. I think they maybe see it as an annoyance of someone messing with their business that they think they've got under control. Maybe, I'm being uncharitable in how I describe that.
Right.
But the fact is they have not wanted to engage in this. And I think that's really irresponsible. And we deserve a public answer from the Seattle City Council in response to this.
Right. Because as we hear about the deficit and the fact that they're going to have to continue to raise taxes to try to make ends meet, to provide services, some of these things are already baked into the budget, and they don't want to look at it because you're slaying somebody's precious cow, and it's unfortunate.
I spent 2 weeks telling them this was coming.
Okay, and no response.
Not one official response. Actually, you know what? I take that back, because I'm a big fan of Joy Hollingsworth, the council president, and she appreciatively acknowledged that the information had been received, and she was going to take a look at it. I think Joy's great, and I think she's a great partner for folks like us to have in trying to bring common sense to Seattle's policy.
Well, 3 cheers to her, and then also we'll have to ask Bob Kettle about it. Seattle City Council officially allocated $5 million of your money directly to the LEAD program. The fund was secured for a specific budget amendment integrated into the city's comprehensive spending package. So there you go. All right. Well, keep on the numbers. My favorite nerd, who apparently only comes on the show to give me something to talk about, Eric Zimmerman at the Washington Policy Center. Thank you. Hopefully get an answer back. And next time we see Kettle, we'll ask him about it, and we'll see what he says about it, too.
Yeah, no, I'm really curious to hear that, so you let me know.
I will. He won't. I will. Okay, thanks. Here comes Nate checking traffic for us.
All right. Yeah, Mercer Island, we just cleared a crash westbound 90 inside the Mercer lid like 60 seconds ago. So it's left us with a backup starting in North Mercer Way. Bellevue to Seattle is at 35 minutes. 25 minutes on 520. You're going to jam up at the Arboretum over to I-5. Everett to Marysville, a 20-minute trip. We're crowded from 526 to 528. Now eastbound to, you're slow across the trestle. Everett to Seattle just hit 1 hour. You're 40 minutes from Linwood. Crowded through Linwood now. And then bumper to bumper from 85th down to I-90. North 5 is jam-packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on a half hour to clear this. Seattle to Federal Way, a 35-minute commute. And down to the King-Pierce County line. Both directions of I-5 this afternoon are packed between the Fife Curve and State Route 18. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Is your house nice and cool? Well, that's good. If you're losing sleep because maybe the AC unit isn't working correctly, maybe it just doesn't put out enough cold air, and you're thinking, oh, my goodness, it's got to be replaced. Hold on. There are some unscrupulous, technicians that'll come in there and tell you, yep, it's gone. It's kick the bucket. You need a whole new one. Not with Home Comfort Lines. They've been in business for more than 50 years. You know how they stay in business? By providing outstanding customer service, giving you the honest take of what really needs to be done for you. Maybe it's just a part. Or maybe it does need to be replaced. Either way, you want to make sure you save time and money with Home Comfort Alliance. You know what? If they do have to replace the thing, why not get a heat pump in there? Going to give you nice warm air in the winter and some cool air in the summer. Very convenient, and it might even save you money as well. Home Comfort Alliance has got another great way to save you time. They've got a no-pressure 60-second app that you can simply go to your phone and they'll have all the answers for you. No guesswork. That's Home Comfort Alliance. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs, call the comfort people at homecomfortalliance.com.
I've lived here almost my entire life.
Seattle's morning news host, Charlie Harger.
I love Seattle. I love that I'm able to raise my children here.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's morning news.
So when I see something that I think might need some attention, that's me pointing out areas of improvement. That is not me saying that Seattle is somehow bad.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years.
They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lenzi. Spokane's health officer has signed an emergency order to speed up cleanup from the Spokane complex fires. Dr. Francisco Velasquez says the order authorizes the EPA and FEMA to begin removing hazardous materials from fire-damaged properties. And he says homeowners don't need to do anything.
Fire-damaged properties are automatically included, so cleanup can begin as quickly as possible, and unnecessary delays can be avoided. We want to be able to bring you back home.
All evacuation orders were finally lifted today. Seattle Public Safety Committee Chair Bob Kettle today laid out a minute-by-minute timeline of his actions the night of the July 26th shooting at the Bight of Seattle. The gunfire started about 6 o'clock that night. Kettle says he got to Seattle Center around 7:20 while the scene was still active.
My escort, again, I did not know it was inactive with the IMAX SWAT operation, was the Seattle Center security officer, and I should note a former Marine.
At 8:57, Kettle says he was briefed in the Seattle Armory basement, and he joined a 26-minute conference call that included Mayor Wilson, Governor Ferguson, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, and then Police Chief Sean Barnes, among others. He says he was invited to that 10:50 p.m. news conference that night, but declined. Seattle police investigating a late-night shooting at Cal Anderson Park. Officers say a 49-year-old man was shot in the lower leg just before midnight on Monday, rushed to Harborview in stable condition. 29-year-old suspect was later arrested at 10th and Pine. Seattle Police Detective Brian Pritchard says of the victim,
officers provided aid until Seattle Fire Department arrived, and the man was transported to Harborview Medical Center in stable condition.
No word what led up to that shooting. Suspect booked into jail on investigation of assault. Well, if you're looking to save some money on gas, this Thursday, August 13th, Circle K is celebrating Inner Circle Fuel Day at select locations across our area. Inner Circle members will get a big 40 cents off every gallon all day long. If you're not an Inner Circle member, just download the Circle K app and you can sign up for free. Let's see how things are going on the road, see how much gas we're wasting in traffic right now. Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
Yeah, there's a lot of wasted gas out there this afternoon, Frank. Let's see, this one brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Bellevue to Everett, just under an hour and 55 minutes. It's heavy from I-90 all the way into Totem Lake, and then you'll clear out through Bothell and Canyon Park. At Damson Road, you'll hit another backup. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes, and it is solid now from Northgate into Mill Creek. Everett to Seattle, 1 hour, 45 minutes from Linwood. You're crowded through Linwood. In fact, that backup's getting thicker, and we're bumper to bumper from 85th down to I-90. Everett to Bellevue, pretty much wide open at 35 minutes, a little crowded through Alderwood. And once you get into Bellevue, South 405 becomes a bumper to bumper backup from 520 all the way to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. North 405 in the south end is packed from South Center through the S-curves, half hour from South Center into Bellevue. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 45-minute commute. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather forecast tonight, we'll get down into the mid-50s, and then tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, about 75 degrees tomorrow, 79 on Thursday, 82 on Friday under mostly sunny skies, and we get some clouds back over the weekend, highs staying in the low 80s. It's 75 right now in Seattle. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up, they ask hard questions, they get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Comfort a lion. Buggies is the place to go.
Home comfort a lion.
After you go to Buggies. Get your closets fixed. Buggies. Get your eyes repaired.
Get your hair at Buggies.
Bucky's doesn't do hair, that's advanced hair.
Does Bucky's do hot tubs?
Not hot tubs. You got a bad hip, bad shoulder, ankle, wrist, get it fixed. Dr. Wagner, and then go to Bucky's.
Take my car to Bucky's.
Take your car to Bucky's with a full head of hair. With advanced hair. They'll love your hair at Bucky's.
Bucky.
There we go. Wow. Bucky's, they're all in there.
Nice.
Imagine that, huh? We're getting a freebie on that one.
I want to hear yesterday's again.
No. We don't.
You don't even understand.
Because I was sick yesterday because you told me, I said, look at these, look at the avocado.
Don't bring up the sandwich again.
Look at the avocado. It's black. Can I eat it? And you're like, whatever, I'm busy. I had a great weekend. To put things in perspective for you, the blue whale, if you're a male blue whale and you are, excited to go out in the ocean and you need to like go through a doorway sideways, you need the width of the door. It needs to be 10 feet. Okay.
Okay.
So you're a whale and you want to turn sideways and go through the door, but you're in an excited state. The doorway needs to be 10 feet. All right.
Ah, I see. I
right?
see what you're saying.
All right, okay. And then right behind the whale is a giraffe, and he's like, if the whale goes through the doorway sideways, and I'm pretty excited to go through the doorway, I'm going to need the doorway to be at least 6 feet. So he's like, is it good enough? Yeah, it's good. I got 8 to 10 feet clearance on that. Oh, good. So, good. 6 feet for me. That's a giraffe. So the two go through the door sideways, right? In an excited state. There's a guy by the name of Michael Phillips, and imagine he would need the doorway to be about the length of a grain of rice. He could get his body through, right? And then just a grain of rice. So he told everybody about this. He didn't quite use the doorway, but he just basically laid it out there, which wouldn't be hard for him to lay it out there because it's a grain of rice. The part of body that he needs to get fixed. He goes on GoFundMe and only raised $13,000, but apparently that was enough from 250 donors on a Saturday afternoon. And does he talk about it?
Yes, quite a bit.
When he found out, he found out that somebody's they raised the money.
No. This is about
him
his
finding
condition.
out he's got a small penis.
Yes.
I didn't find out he had a small one.
When did you first start to realise that you had a really small penis?
I would say probably around high school.
Right.
And dealing with like girlfriends and stuff like that. But I was always like under the belief that like maybe like I'm a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it'll get normal size.
So you were waiting for puberty to have an impact, and that was going to happen.
And then it never did. It just never did.
It just never did. Did you speak to your parents about it?
No, I'm adopted.
Okay.
And I didn't really talk to them about stuff.
So you didn't have a chance to share that with somebody that would have known you as well.
It's typical. So this is probably Good Morning Television. Is this in the UK?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the only ones that talk to him about this. Oh, God, this is so sad and depressing. As a teenager, do I want to play all this?
Sure.
What sort of impact did that have on you then, Michael, as a teenager and in your 20s when everybody's out there, all your mates are out there and they're meeting other people and they're exploring life and sexuality?
Just more like keeping it to myself. Like as I was younger and teen 20s and stuff like that, I tried to like keep it to myself. I was always like single. Even though I had friends, they probably wondered why I wasn't dating, and I just didn't want to go through that.
I feel bad for the guy.
Me too.
Impact in areas I don't want to play.
Yeah,
areas.
play that one.
Oh God, Joe.
How does the size of your penis affect your day-to-day life? What sort of impacts does it have?
Aside from like the not being able to like I can't go out have a one-night stand. I can't go out and do things like that. But it also affects you with your ability to use the restroom, your confidence.
Because you can't urinate standing up, can you?
No, even sitting down can be tricky with cleanup and everything.
So depressing, Joe.
He's on Monday.
Is there a happy ending to it?
Yes.
Does he have a happy ending?
He's going to get a enlargement surgery on Monday.
Then I'm not going to play him being bullied.
No, it's fine. He wasn't bullied, by the way, because nobody knew.
Were you ever bullied at all, or did anybody ever comment?
No, nobody like.
We got it. These people from the UK, listen, guys, this is it. He get small.
They got 15 minutes out of this. But.
It's the length of your pinky nail.
Yes, when he's excited.
Yeah, but when he's not, I mean, then it's not that length.
It's an innie.
The happy news for him is that he's going to have an operation, and the clinic says it's going to go up to five and a quarter, something like that.
They say that?
And then right after that, he's going to be able to go here.
The new restaurant experience is stripping away, emphasis on stripping away the traditional meaning of fine dining.
A 5-course meal is on the menu, but close.
Pause for 1 second. So the two clips, one is the anchor banter and one is like the package. So we're playing the anchor banter right now.
The fillets are fully dressed.
Let's do a new dinner.
The diners, not so much.
They disrobed pretty much here.
Class Soiree Steakhouse is the talk of the town and social media, not just because of the menu, but for what's not on it. The customers, that is, clothes, none.
Is it shoes and socks off first, or how does it work?
Well, we have a bathroom here.
Murad Ali is the chef and owner. He came up with the once-a-month concept to get new business, to generate some buzz. And Chef Ali says there is a market for this. And if you're saying, what? Are you kidding me?
What do you want to say to those people who say that?
Please allow people to express themselves at our place.
Legal? We'll go there before we're done here.
Do you find yourself staring at people?
No, not at all.
Tonight, the chef expects about 20 people, men, women, some single, some not. All of them nude. Toshiba Hart is your hostess.
It's more so of a gathering to get to know people, new people in the city and the lifestyle.
Will you cook in the nude ever, or what?
Me? No.
Now, there's no touchy-feely stuff going on at the table? What about that? Oh, somebody gets friendly? What's the story?
That's French for no.
Okay. This guy's he's gonna go there.
How does the size of your penis affect your day-to-day life?
Well, I can't go to that steakhouse there in Florida, but he will now.
The new restaurant experience is stripping away, emphasis on stripping away the traditional meaning of fine dining.
A 5-course meal is on the menu, but clothes are not. Local 10's Jeff Dedarian is live in Hollywood with an exclusive look.
And do they come out and do some banter?
Inside,
Here we
Jeff,
go.
give us the naked truth.
Hey there, guys. I guess this gives new meaning to I just don't know what to wear when I go out tonight. Naked dining. The chef says that no funny business goes on. We did check with the city. All of this, by the way, is perfectly legal for a couple of reasons really quick. Number one, the staff has to keep their clothes on. Only the customers can be naked. And number two, all of the windows here, you can't see in or out. So there's no peeping. Jeff Dedarian, Local 10 News.
Okay, Jeff, wait, because his reaction when you said, do you cook in the nude was no. But so then why do a restaurant in the nude?
He says, look, he's just trying
What a dumb question that is.
So many dumb
to
questions.
accommodate people that, come in and spend money. He says, look, running a restaurant is tough. He needs to find new ways to get new people in. His restaurant is clean, following all of the laws. People come in. As soon as they go through that front door, Nicole, they start taking their clothes off right away before the appetizer is even served.
I'm sure they
There
have a lot of Clorox wipes around the
okay.
restaurant.
Good place to throw your birthday party because you can show up in your birthday
Good
suit.
job,
There you
Calvin.
go. There you go, Calvin.
All right.
Anger couldn't wait to deliver that
Oh,
joke,
there we
right?
go, yes.
Oh, my God.
That was written.
All right, see how we put those two stories together?
Brilliant.
And kids, that's how you produce a radio show. Okay? Now, if you're in the business, and it is not a very, we put in the business and show business right here with that one right there. Here's Nate checking traffic.
Thanks, John. Seattle Sports has the update. Tacoma to Olympia, 50-minute drive. We're crowded through South Tacoma and a little back up through DuPont and then again between Lacey and Olympia. In Parkland, eastbound 512, we're heavy from I-5 over to Portland Avenue. Federal Way to Federal Way to Tacoma, 20 minutes. You're slow from South 320th to the Puyallup River Bridge. Renton to Puyallup, a 45-minute commute. You're slow between Renton and Kent, and then it's stop and go south of State Route 18 into Puyallup. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. You're slow from the Duwamish Curve to 516. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, right around a half hour on both of our bridge routes. Over to Tiger Mountain, westbound 18. It's bumper to bumper from Deep Creek up to Tiger Mountain Summit. Just volume here. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. Dr. Mark Wagner has been practicing medicine for more than 30 years, and you know what his name is known for? Stem cells. He's done more than 20,000 stem cell procedures. He is the guy to see. When you walk into his office and you talk to the nice people there, you're going to notice a whole bunch of jerseys of a whole bunch of athletes that you recognize, and you realize, wow, if that guy goes to see Wagner for a bad knee or a hip or ankle, wrist, I'm going there. I'm not anything near any of these athletes, but boy, I certainly want to be able to play pickleball or go skiing or run again. Whatever it is that's holding you back, if it's a wrist, an ankle, a knee, a shoulder, in my case it was a hip, you go see Wagner because he is the man. He'll take great care of you. It's a 90-minute outpatient procedure. I've talked to at least 30 of his patients, and every single one says the exact same thing. They get the impression that Mark Wagner, Dr. Wagner, really cares about them recovering. And he is there with you every step of the way, and you will find the results that you're looking for, rather than going under the surgeon's knife. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. That's DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over... Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 49th birthday, and we're celebrating by giving you the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
If your home is 20 years old or more, it might be time to have your roof checked. Your roof is your home's first line of defense, and at Guardian, we help it last as long as possible. That's why every new install comes protected with a full year of free maintenance on us. Visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific, permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
With the experience of over 150,000 procedures, the doctors at K2 Vision will know which procedure is best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Guys, if you have low energy or reduced drive, it could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, start with a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
I think we covered that last story as gracefully as possible. And
Yes,
great
well done.
discretion. Thank you, Joe.
True professional.
The whale and the giraffe
doorway?
going through the doorway. I think that was pretty good visual, as they say in the business. You ever heard the album Paul Winter Concerts?
No.
Paul Winter. Look up Paul Winter Concert. He plays like a flute or something like that, and then has all these whale sounds and stuff in the middle of it.
Oh.
And then the more I don't know. I guess he doesn't play the flute under the water. Let's make that clear. But it's part of the album is the whales playing along with him.
But not live, recorded whales, I assume.
Yeah, here you go. I dated a girl named Heidi Rhodes. This was her favorite album.
That's right.
Here we go. Oh, hang on, the whale's coming in. That's not the whale.
It's a saxophone, maybe?
I don't know what it is. It's a whale.
Clarinet.
Here it is. Here they come. See? It brings back memories. Might have to go through that door sideways. Hear the whales?
I do, yes.
I do not get it.
Teeny.
Wow.
Shh. I mean, it's not going to be top 10. I mean, it's hard to dance to.
It's situational.
Yeah, a lot of, get the candle going. You get the Yankee candle. It smells like, I don't know, Christmas trees or evergreen. Then a little massage. No strings attached, just a little massage. Oh, I spilled the baby oil. Oh, just having fun. A long time ago. Yeah. The good old days.
Oh, Heidi.
There she is now. University.
What was his name again? One more time, please.
Paul Winter. Paul Winter Concerts is the why people want to know where to put the kid.
They will inevitably ask, and I want to have an answer.
The stupid stuff on the show that people write in about. I mean, not stupid, but just it's slightly off script, as if we have one. The Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line taking all your requests for Paul Winter Concerts. 1-888-973-5476. We still have to get to Trump sneaking out on the. He was on the catering truck, as opposed to being on the other truck. And the question is for everybody, take this away. So he doesn't get on the plane on Air Force One because there's an assassination. They think that someone's going to try to blow him up, Iranians, and then so they sneak him into a cargo thing. Then they move him over to another plane, but they leave the press and the staff on the plane. And people are like, well, that's not fair. The thing could have been blown up, and they're in there just as decoys or something like that. It seems unfair.
Probably another way to get that done.
I tell you what I think of that. But first, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thank you, John. North 5 through Seattle, just past the West Seattle Bridge, got a stall blocking the HOV lane. This is smack in the middle of a thick backup from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 40 minutes just to get through this backup. South 5, you're packed from Northgate to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, up to 50 minutes. Southbound 99, heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. Northbound 99 is packed through that downtown tunnel up to about South Lake Union. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, half hour on 520, where it's bumper to bumper from the east end of the lake over to I-5. 35 minutes on I-90. You're slow from North Mercer Way to I-5. Bellevue to South Center, 50 minutes, bumper to bumper from 520 to the VMAC. And South Center to Bellevue, 35 minutes. It's heavy coming off I-5 all the way up to the Renton Landing. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over. Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Life is full of tough choices, but switching and potentially saving hundreds when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive isn't one of them. Not like choosing a vacuum, which, sounds simple enough until 3 weeks later when you're joining vacuum forums and pouring through countless articles. Pretty soon you're making full-on spreadsheets, sifting through thousands of online reviews and saying things like cordless runtime in your everyday conversations. At least bundling home and auto with Progressive is an easy choice. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
7 locations across Western Washington and a track record of success for their clients. Allow yourself to recover while Harold Carr Law Offices handles your insurance paperwork and settlement. Carr spelled with 2 R's. C-A-R-R. Carlaw.com. C-A-R-R. Car accident, call Carr.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Midterm primaries in 6 states today. Polls close this hour in Vermont and in South Carolina, where voters are deciding who will replace the late Senator Lindsey Graham on the general election ballot. Among the 9 Republicans running is Graham's sister, Darlene Graham. His family says the health of a U.S. Marine veteran held captive has dangerously deteriorated. ABC's Patrick Reble.
32-year-old Robert Gilman is now on his way back to the U.S. after a 4-year ordeal held in a Russian prison. Gilman was imprisoned while he was visiting Russia after he was accused of kicking a police officer, and his family and the U.S. government say those charges were essentially trumped up.
The death toll surpassing 220 and rising after that 7.4 magnitude earthquake that shook western Colombia. A family of 5 dead in Kansas, all killed by a shooter who turned the gun on himself. This morning, Winfield police say they got a 911 call from a man who said he killed his entire family and planned to kill himself. This is ABC News. Luigi Mangione returned to a Manhattan courtroom for a final pretrial hearing before jury selection begins next month in his state murder case. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a New York City street in 2024.
I think the big unanswered question from this entire conference today is how exactly they're going to go about selecting a jury. So the judge confirmed plans that this would begin with September 8th, jury selection for a fully anonymous jury, but he didn't address what the questionnaire was going to look like, what the jury charge might look like, how he was going to instruct this jury.
ABC's Peter Haralambous, the judge ruled that jurors will be kept anonymous over harassment concerns. Toyota's recalling 655,000 Camry vehicles worldwide because of a display error on the 7-inch display that could deactivate safety indicators. LeBron James will play his first game with the Philadelphia 76ers on the NBA's opening night against the defending New York Knicks, October 20th at MSG. Dave Packer, ABC News.
A major milestone for the Spokane wildfires. More on that in a moment, but first, here's Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Frank. This one brought to you by Buc-ee's Complete Auto Care, North 5 through Seattle, jam-packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. We cleared that stall near I-90, 35 minutes to clear this. South 5, we're packed from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 50 minutes. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, right around a half hour on both of our bridge routes. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, also 45 minutes. So I-5, we're heavy from Northgate into Mill Creek. 405 solid between Bellevue and Bothell. Everett to Marysville, 15 minutes. We're slow from 526 to 528. Bellevue to South Center is at 50 minutes. It is bumper to bumper from 520 all the way down to that VMAC in Renton. But once you get past the VMAC, it clears out for you right away. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour, and it is slow from the Duwamish Curve down to 516. Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Save $50 on any AC service at Buc-ee's. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed. Buc-ee's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay. The Spokane Complex fire no longer has any evacuation orders in place. Final restrictions were lifted at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Authorities, however, caution that fire risk remains because there are some damaged buildings, of course, that are still unsafe, chemicals inside there, so they warn people to be careful. And they also remind us that the fire risk is still elevated and new fires could spark at any time. Seattle police continue to investigate last month's deadly shooting at the Bite of Seattle. Interim Police Chief Andre Sales spoke this morning at a city council committee meeting.
SWAT team responded, I would say, with less than an hour and a half, which sometimes in these situations it can take SWAT teams to assemble about 2 hours, but they responded in a great fashion of time to make sure we can preserve life. 3 people died, 4 others were wounded. A 15-year-old boy was arrested at the scene. Meanwhile, Bob Kettle, the chair of Seattle's Public Safety Committee, is pushing for an independent review of the city's response. The mayor's office and police department have been criticized for the fact that very little information was put out until about 5 hours after the shooting.
It becomes this little bit of a, I don't want to say sideshow, but it's important, but it's also deflecting attention to the operational piece.
Wilson has requested that the Office of Inspector General conduct an independent after-action review of the flow of public information after the shooting. Kettle has sent a letter to Mayor Wilson calling for a probe that goes beyond the standard after-action report. The Port of Seattle Commission has approved initial funding for the S-Concourse Evolution Project at SeaTac Airport. Roughly $2.5 billion renovation will modernize the airport's international concourse with seismic upgrades, expanded passenger space, new amenities, and improved boarding operations. Construction is expected to start next year and wrap up in 2034. Veterans battling alcohol addiction can soon help test a new possible treatment. VA is starting a study of semaglutide, the weight loss drug. VA Secretary Doug Collins tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 AM they should get results from this fairly quickly.
It's a known drug. I think that's the one issue that we're dealing with. We're not having to, go through the carry-on list of other, possible side effects or other accidents here. We're looking for a specific result out of a specific known drug.
600 veterans at 18 medical centers, including VA Puget Sound, will take part. Recruitment starts on August 17th. Your weather forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies tomorrow, high of 75 degrees. Up to 79 on Thursday, still partly cloudy. Friday, mostly sunny and 82. In the 80s all weekend as well, partly cloudy skies. Right now, 76 degrees in Seattle. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century.
Oh, good.
So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Here we go. First few minutes, and then after that, you're like, what else is on? I'm going to go listen to the whale show. What was this? Oh, here it is right here. Is this it?
Sea Lion Radio.
SeaLionRadio.org.
I just sit and watch and...
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We got all the rest of the news. The Sea Lion Radio is on the other one right there. Here's what's happening, by the way. Joe and I sit furthest away from everybody else. We're down the other end where somebody stained the carpet badly. And we're always amazed how everybody gathers at the other part of the newsroom, and the story that everyone is on, just like coyotes or hyenas, gnawing at the bone on this story. I don't, maybe it's me. I don't get it. Yes, there was a failure to report in a timely manner. Here's what happens if there is a mass shooting. 911 is called within seconds. Then an incident commander goes to the scene. Senior officer is normally there. They arrive. If you need, there's SWAT and tactical. The police chief is notified. Then EMS and fire are also responding to the scene immediately. Within about 30 to 60 minutes, normally the mayor's office gets a call from the chief of police. Then there is the emergency operation coordinator who's also contacted. The PIO, public information officer, normally within 1 to 2 hours has a press conference and they give you all the details. So 1 to 2 hours is average. So they add an extra 3 hours to it, so it's 5 hours. And now everybody's all over this thing because they want to know what happened. Well, I can tell you what happened. The chief of police wasn't there, and I don't think Sales was there either, the other guy under the chief, right? And you have a brand new administration in place. Do they have all the people that they need? I don't know. Have they ever done anything like this before? Probably not. So it happens, and then the chain of command sort of falls apart. It takes longer to get the stuff going. The good news is we don't have this happen all the time. That's the best part of the story. But it doesn't stop a bunch of council members from jumping in. Rob Saka, in particular, grilling the interim chief, asking him directly this question.
Is there a killer on the loose?
Yeah, there's lots of killers on the loose. Lots of them. We have, I forget the close rate on homicides in Seattle. It's pretty high. It's about average for a city of our size. We don't have as many police officers as other people. So yes, the guy, the kid that killed that kid at Garfield was more than 2 years ago at the end of school in a bus stop in front of everybody. He's out there. Bunch of different killers out there.
Yes or no?
Speaking with my detectives this morning, we're combing through some warrants and looking at some things. We still have to comb through some video surveillance that was there. I can't say yes or no. There is a possibility. And I think we're getting to the end of that once we get the evidence that we need from our detectives, looking at the video, looking at some social media things. I think we'll have a better response and a better idea if there's actual killer on the loose right now.
Okay, so I just looked it up. Seattle's clearance for homicide has improved dramatically in 2025. Now, 86% of SPD says it's cleared 32 of the 37 homicide cases. It used to be 57. The national average for the city was about city size. Yeah, 57 used to be. So, yeah, they're picking up. They're getting them. They're catching these guys. Seattle homicide rate year by year from 2015 to 2025 shows the figure 86 is a high number. So, yes, there are killers out there. The person who shot those people, the 3 that died as a result, and the 4 that are injured, they're still trying to find the guy. How about witnesses?
Didn't investigators speak with, interview, talk to dozens of people who are around there, including the victims that could have firsthand knowledge of whether or not, of how many shooters there were?
In traumatic events, sometimes when you're a witness, some things may be not as true as you think they may be because you're in a traumatic event. So once again, like I spoke at the first press conference, I don't want to say a person in a green, purple, yellow shirt is the person that we're going to arrest, and we make an arrest, and that is not the person that was there because there's thousands of people that were running from that scene at that time.
Right, or they might have changed their shirt. There used to be a Seattle gang prevention unit. They stopped that because apparently it's racist to call it a gang. So they call it Gun Violence Reduction Committee or something like that. You talk to the guys who used to cover this stuff. They used to call the bite of Seattle the fight of Seattle. The police that were part of the gang unit used to go there because they knew these guys like to, mix it up. So they would be there. And these guys that used to be on this unit before they cut the thing, they knew them by name. They knew the gangs that they were in. They knew the beefs that were going on, and they would follow them around. Talked to one cop who said, yeah, we went over to talk to this one guy. Went to talk to him, and a gun fell out of his pants. So it's like, yes, the bite of Seattle was the fight of Seattle, and they were there to stop this stuff from happening because it's summertime, gangs are yapping with one another, and something could possibly happen. So that unit was there on the scene to stop these types of things from happening. Of course, now with social media, the yapping and the talking back and forth is spread back and forth, and it creates more problems. How about getting a description of the people?
If there was another shooter, a potential shooter, whatever, choose your preferred framing. Can you provide a description of this person or persons?
But let's remember, it's not shooters and it's not kids, not people. It's gun violence. So we really want to talk about the gun, shouldn't we?
If there was another shooter,
shooter, we should be talking about the gun because people don't shoot people. Guns, it's gun violence. But in this case, we'll let Rob go.
Potential shooter, whatever, choose your preferred framing. Can you provide a description of this person or persons?
Can't give a description, but I will say there's a potential shooter out there. There's potential people that we're looking for. Once again, I don't want to mischaracter someone, and then next you know there's other things that come with that when we're saying this is the person and that is not the person.
So
you say this is an ongoing investigation, and we don't want to jeopardize any of the valuable information that's coming in. That's your standard thing.
Black man, I understand that all too well. At the same time, it's imperative that we balance the need to avoid perpetuating racial discrimination in policing with the need to provide objective, timely, relevant information to the public. Irrespective of the race of this person, are you able to provide a description of what they were wearing?
At no time did I bring up anybody's race.
Yeah.
In regards to this, I did not say a race. There was a potential identification of a person wearing a blue shirt. That's as far as I'll go with that.
A blue shirt about 3 weeks after the incident.
Oh.
That is better than nothing.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh.
But again, frame it however you want or you need. Person of interest. That's not too condemning.
Oh.
Legitimate investigators want to talk with someone who may or may not have information. It may or may not rise to the level of arrest. But if there is a person of interest, a potential killer, again, choose your preferred framing, the public deserves to know that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We have any more sound to torture people with?
That's all I pulled, but there's a lot more.
No, it's fine. All right. What do you say after that? Had a blue shirt on, everybody.
This is like a 2-hour meeting.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Seattle does this thing. It started in San Francisco, I don't know how many years ago, like 12 years ago or something. They said, we're no longer going to identify any suspect by race because it only reinforces stereotypes. Seattle does it, and Seattle Times does it. You know, they're on the lookout for somebody. They're 5 feet 7 inches tall, and they're wearing, they've got a black pants on, and they've got a red shirt. It's like, okay, anything else? It's a male, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 5 feet 7 to 5'9", wearing black pants and a red shirt. You all right? Can you give me a little bit more? And they're always like, nope, that's it. That's all we're going to give you. And then you go, if they don't say the race, then you're like, okay, got it. But if they tell you the race, it's like, okay, it's a white guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how is anybody served by that absurdity? We don't want to reinforce. Well, you reinforce the stereotypes because any thinking person's like, okay, you're not telling us the race for some reason. So then and if it's really that serious that this person, whoever it is, has decided to shoot and kill somebody, and now they're running around with a gun, wouldn't you be better off actually maybe offending somebody by giving real details? Treating the public like they're a bunch of everybody's a racist, just waiting to just, unload on somebody, just scream at somebody because they happen to tell you the actual, description of somebody. It's so bizarre. I remember when they started that, I think it was pretty much San Francisco that started, and other cities like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. And that'll really help us. It'll really help the public narrow down exactly who it is that's doing this.
And it's the one descriptor that you can't change, like go into a room and change
take the
clothes.
red shirt off.
Yeah.
Now be aware that he could change his shirt at some point.
A blue shirt.
Yeah. It's so insulting. You're like, God, why they did it. I hope it's really helping. Washington, Oh my God, there's more sound. I don't want to play any more sound on it. It's too upsetting to hear that this is your government at work. They still want to know. So now they're going to do a special investigation. Katie Wilson's calling for a inspector general to come in and find out what happened. This won't be that hard. It'll be a bunch of text messages. It'll be a bunch of either phone calls or whatever. And it'll just show you the thing came in at this time, and then this person got called, and this person got called, and at some point the ball got dropped. We know that Barnes was out of the
He was
state.
at conference in
Dallas, right? And we also know that Sales wasn't there.
He was on vacation.
So I'm sure the chain of command has somebody else that he goes to.
I don't know anybody that's not a journalist or
that gives a rat about this story. Seriously.
Yeah.
The people listening to this right now are like, who cares?
This aspect of the story.
Right. Look. Here's the tragedy. Hey, media, why don't you follow up on the 3 people that are dead? Who are they? Who are they? How are their lives affected by this? But like, what? Oh, we weren't told for 5 hours. We had to stand there and wait. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks for the media. And yes, it does suck for the people that had their book bags or their backpacks or whatever else they left in there. Yeah, but a pretty good chance that the person that shot that kid, and I'm sure it's a gang-related kind of thing going on, that person's not going to run out of the bite of Seattle and run around just shooting more people.
Well, in either way, it's a story. It deserves to be mentioned on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe if there's still something hanging there. But we're like weeks out of this at this point.
All right. Remember when we called the moratorium on Jimothy?
Yes. Wow, you got his name right.
Thank you.
Impressive.
Boom. But mark this, Andrew, in the book. We're done on this.
On Jimothy?
No.
Not on Jimothy.
Andrew,
stay with us. It's not that hard. No, we're not going to be talking about the 5-hour delay and waiting for dignitaries and this other crap until the inspector general is going to come out and they're going to show some sort of thing on this. But good lordy, everybody. You can't find something else to talk about? There, we did it. The story's done. Over.
Boom.
Andrew, boom. Thank you. The one I really want to be able to get into is whether or not the city should switch over and whether or not we should be playing on natural grass. Yes, the new owner of the Seahawks is considering it, but what he said is, you know what, I'll let experts determine whether or not natural grass should be in place.
Good idea.
Studies that have been done, whether it's AstroTurf or natural grass, do more knee injuries occur because of either one. And apparently, they're pretty much just about the same. Would Seattle be able to have natural grass considering all the rain? Well, it would cost a whole lot of money to be able to put the drainage in, the system in, but then it's repairing the grass all the time. The NFL, whoever is covering the game, ABC, NBC, ESPN, Amazon, they don't like it as much because it doesn't look as pretty. You ever seen some of the fields after game?
Yeah.
Kind of ugly. A lot of spots that need to be taken care of. There's additional maintenance that goes into it. But for the players, I would just assume that there's something about having your cleats dig in on natural grass as opposed to having the turf that's out there. What we have now is much better than what was at the old Kingdome, which you talked to Dave Wyman about it. It was... You ever seen it?
No.
There's video of the thing. It's concrete, and then they had maybe a pad, but it was a low-grade pad if you're trying to save money at Home Depot. Then there was the AstroTurf that came out and had a zipper. It had a bunch of zippers that ran up and down the thing. And they'd roll that stuff out. They said it was brutal. In fact, you talk to Jay Buhner, he'll tell you it was the Kingdome that shortened his professional baseball career because it was so hard to run on, and it gave him plantar fasciitis, and it really messed up his ankle. But they've said that, man, you get tackled at the old Kingdome.
Yeah, I hear players talk about how great grass is all the time and complain about turf. I've never heard a player talking about the benefits of turf.
What do you mean, the benefits of it?
Yeah, I've never heard that perspective from an actual professional athlete.
Yeah, I don't think they like it. It's probably not good either for you've got to clean everybody's uniforms. When we were at Sammamish and we decided we were going to spend the money to put turf in, I forget how many hundreds of thousands of dollars it was. This guy came and gave an impassioned speech about the smell of the grass and the grass stain. and the feeling of grass and how the ball comes off the bat and bounces across the natural grass, and you lean down to catch it in your glove, and it was quite poetic. It was like something from that movie with Robert Redford and the fly fishing. It was really quite moving. And then after he finished giving this impassioned speech about when he was a kid and he played on natural grass and the feeling of it and the smell of it and just the warmth of natural grass, we're like, okay, thank you. All in favor of putting in turf? Everybody did it. Oh, poor guy. You could tell he spent a lot of time writing it too.
The natural.
No, not the natural.
What?
No, it was the fly fishing movie.
A river runs through it.
There we go.
Dang it, Joel.
Sorry, Nate. Too bad for you. Yep. Let's play bumper to bumper with Nate. Let's put your bets in right now. We'll find out how many times he says bumper to bumper. Get the bets in. Here comes Nate.
Okay, aim high. That's all I'm going to say. Seattle Sports has our update. It's a real struggle through Seattle. North 5 is bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to clear this. South 5 bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, a 50-minute drive. Now southbound 99 heavy from Mid-Lake Union. Into the tunnel. Northbound 99 bumper to bumper through the downtown tunnel to South Lake Union. Crossing the lake into Seattle, westbound 90 is slow from North Mercer to I-5. You're at a pretty good speed limit here. Westbound 520 is bumper to bumper from Mid-Span over to I-5. Bellevue to South Center, 50 minutes, a 15-minute delay. It's bumper to bumper from 520 to the VMAC. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, down to 35 minutes. We're starting to thin out, but it is bumper to bumper from Algona into Sumner. And Tacoma to Olympia, 40 minutes. Nothing heavy here. Little crowded through South Tacoma, DuPont, and again between Lacey and Olympia, starting at Pacific Avenue. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
That was 5. There are no winners.
A wildfire disaster unfolding just east of us.
The Spokane fires
destroyed hundreds of homes and forced tens of thousands to evacuate.
Unprecedented stories of loss, devastation, and heartbreak.
It was a beautiful home. It really was.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot.
Join KIRO News Radio in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com. This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's 49th birthday, and you get the gifts. Big savings on saltwater hot spring spas, plus free Bluetooth music and interest-free financing for 3 years. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Mom, she was living on her own and scared. We didn't feel it was very safe for her. And we found Aegis. Love it. Everybody is so welcoming, and she is just so safe here.
She has serious Alzheimer's disease. When she sees me, she smiles, she gives me a hug, and we dance together.
Aegis Living helps you understand your choices so the right decision feels easier. Visit aegisliving.com and see why so many families say, Aegis Living, this must be the place.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife, Nicole, to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Right now, save $50 on any AC service at Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Honest pricing, guaranteed work, 16 family-owned locations, and no appointment needed. Stay cool this summer. Bucky's.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lenzi. Today, the man who pleaded guilty to 4 felony charges related to driving off the Edmonds Ferry dock in June of 2025 learned his fate. William Russell Leonard got 7 years in prison. He was running from police and under the influence at the time of that crash. 2 of his passengers, Melanie Ross and Portia Sapp, drowned. Sapp's daughter spoke at today's sentencing.
He's a menace to society. He's been a menace to society even before this happened.
Russell Leonard was in community custody at the time of that crash. KIRO 7 reports he quietly apologized before the judge delivered his sentence today. All evacuation levels tied to the Spokane Complex fire are now lifted. Officials say the remaining evacuation orders for Old Trails Road and Autumn Lane ended at 2 o'clock this afternoon, but they say fire danger is still high and damaged homes and buildings may still be unsafe to enter. A Spokane man thought his mother's urn was lost when the Old Trails fire destroyed his house, but firefighters helped him search the rubble, and Robert Smith tells KIRO 7 TV they did find pieces of the urn.
I felt like I was loved again. You know, I kind of felt like I let her down a little bit, you know, not having her around, and now she'll be around and she'll be here with us forever.
He plans to frame the pieces when he rebuilds. Seattle's interim police chief says investigators are still working to determine whether a third suspect was involved in last month's deadly Bight of Seattle shooting. Councilmember Rob Saka questioned interim chief Andre Sales this morning.
Is there a killer on the loose? Yes or no?
Speaking with my detectives this morning, we're combing through some warrants and looking at some things. We still have to comb through some video surveillance that was there. I can't say yes or no.
That shooting at Seattle Center last month left 3 people dead and 4 others injured. A 15-year-old boy was arrested. 29-year-old man in jail after a shooting at Cal Anderson Park late last night.
Seattle police say a 49-year-old man was shot in the lower leg and taken to Harborview Medical Center. Officers canvassing the area later found the suspect near 10th and Pine and arrested him without incident. Here's SPD Detective Brian Pritchard.
The suspect was booked into King County Jail for investigation of assault. Our gun violence reduction unit will determine what led up to the shooting.
The victim is listed in stable condition. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Let's get over now to the traffic desk, see how we're doing on the roads. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Frank. Still pretty busy in areas. This report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Everett to Marysville, just under 15 minutes. We're still crowded between 526 and really all the way to 88th near the Tulalip Resort Casino before you're in the clear. But you're close to the speed limit through most of this. Seattle to Everett, 40-minute commute. Bellevue to Everett, 50. Everett to Seattle, an hour drive, 50 minutes from Linwood. You're crowded through Linwood, and then it gets real thick from North Gateway to I-90. North 5 jam-packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Westbound 520 at your ramp to southbound I-5. A stall blocks the left lane at the very end of the on-ramp on I-5 there. Bellevue to South Center, 50 minutes. Still about a 15-minute delay. You're bumper to bumper from 520 to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way, we're getting clear down to 25 minutes. Just minor crowding here and there between 405 and 516. Tacoma to Olympia also clearing out down to 35 minutes. Open a money market special online with 3.75 annual percentage yield with full access to your money the entire time at harborstone.com/money market. Insured by NCUA. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Partly cloudy overnight tonight with low around 57 or so. And then partly cloudy tomorrow too, 75 degrees. Partly cloudy, 79 on Thursday. For Friday, mostly sunny skies and 82 degrees. 77 right now in Seattle. For Aaron Granillo, I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, well, the John Curley Show, Teeny, I know this is a big part of your day. It's pressing a little button. Have the wheel go around. There it goes. Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel going round and round. Stop. Is it off the thing? It's off the thing. It's off the thing. Teeny, not that big of a deal. Just helping to promote Wilcox Family Farm ice rates. We'll fix it. I'll make one up. Scrambled eggs, you put some green onions and some green peppers in there, and you mix in some mushrooms and some Swiss cheese, and you flip it once or twice. Don't let the bottom burn. Keep it sort of moist. Maybe a little bit of a heavy whipping cream would help. I don't know. I don't make eggs. There you go. There's your Wilcox Farm eggs recipe for the day. Hey, Joe,
can I throw something in there real quick?
Including the green onions?
No.
Oh, we're on to something else.
Speaking of Nate, we have multiple people pointing out that there were 6 bumper to bumpers in that traffic report. Andrew,
I am busy. I missed one. Okay.
Yeah, but you don't lie about it.
Yeah, don't make it up.
Just say I don't know.
This is not an election. You can't. Just throw numbers around.
I gotta have an economy of words. I can't be saying a whole paragraph.
I can point you through the window saying, was that one, or because we couldn't hear it.
You wanted me to do that? You want me to say this? But that's no fun if I just say I don't know.
No, I wanted to know how many? I said,
you're hanging out with Nate.
I'm pretty sure it was. I thought it was.
All right, guys, I will never say bumper to bumper again.
Stop.
Look what you kids have done.
Teeny.
I don't believe it.
Whatever. Look. Wow. This is we really listen to your reports now. We hang on every word because they're waiting for you to say bumper to bumper. I mean, you said there's going to be a lot of them. I went 4. What'd you go, Joe?
4.
What'd you do, Andrew?
3.
Yeah, because he never goes over 4.
I said a lot, man.
Yeah, it was a bumper to bumper extravaganza.
Right.
Yeah, it really was. Okay. People were playing at home as well. And then he throws us off sometimes. I'm like, it can't be any more than 2. But he can't see us putting our votes in.
No.
All right.
Secret ballot.
All right, so 6 is the official number for those of you keeping track at home.
That may be an all-time high.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm sure somebody's probably got the actual data that can back us up on the true number of bumper to bumpers. Research wants you to know that you should start smiling at your dog. Your dog can pick up all sorts of emotions from you. Your dog can tell how you're feeling by sweat, by facial expression, by your voice as well. Your human stress can be easily translated over, and the emotional state can be picked up by your dog. As to why they want you to smile at the dog is reading facial expressions. It helps to relax the dog. And the same sort of study that also came from the Washington Post from Arizona State University finds that people when they're in a bad mood, the dog knows that they're in a bad mood through emotional states. They can, again, pick this up through smell and how your voice is. And they just know if you're not in a good mood, then they're not in a good mood too. And they reflect those moods. And you can tell when you're feeling sort of down, the dog comes over and puts his, she or he puts his head on your lap or, goes right over there and sits there next to you and looks at you like, you okay? You okay? Do dogs hold grudges? No, not necessarily, but they're well aware of what has happened prior to them interacting with you again. And they associate a bad experience, like if you took them to the groomer, with the groomer, not you. They're not holding it out on you. But I swear, Lily and Twig, like at night, Lily goes to Twiggy's bed, which is much bigger and I guess more comfortable than hers. And she goes over and runs upstairs and gets into bed. And then Twiggy just stands there like, that's my bed. And Lily just looks up like, what are you going to do? But they bought that bed for me because I'm big. And Twiggy just staring. Lily's just looking up at her like, yeah? Well, I'm going to sleep. But that's my bed. So Twig's so dumb looking, right? Twig. And Lily just looks up like, and then she closes her eyes. And then Twig just stands there and then leaves, goes to the other side of the bed, our bed, and then crawls up into this weird contorted ball. She barely fit in the thing. Her legs are up in the air. And then she gets up and walks Book over and, excuse me, but that's my bed. Lily just sort of keeps, and then Nick has to go with that voice of hers. Lily, get out of that bed! Let Twiggy out of your bed! I'm like, you're asleep. What's going on? Lily's in Twiggy's bed again! Oh my God. It's 11 o'clock. You're just asleep. I don't want her. I bought the big bed for Twiggy. Twiggy's like, thank you. Yeah. Lily gets up. She goes back over to her thing. And I'm like, she knows. She knows. The same thing. She does the same with a ball or a bone or whatever. She holds on to it. She has no interest in that ball. None. But Twiggy, Dude, I think that's my ball. And Lily's like, I don't care. I don't even really want you to ball, but I'm going to sit here and act like I care about it. Like, what is that? That's got to be revenge. That's spiteful. Isn't it?
It's dominance.
The dogs do that?
Yeah.
They're like knowing, like, I know this is your bed, but I'm going to get in it. Yeah.
Dogs have a hierarchy.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, they do. All right, one last story before we kick it out to the text messages. The president, as people may or may not know, so he went to Turkey, and while he was in Turkey, they got word that there could be a possible assassination attempt on the president's life from Iran. So they, the people in charge of keeping the president safe, decided they were going to have him get onto the plane, onto Air Force One. He gets on, does the wave. The press is there. The press gets on. His staff gets on. And then I guess he moves somewhere to the front of the back of the plane and gets into the catering truck. So they put him in the catering truck and then sneak that thing over to a different plane. And then he gets onto that plane. So the other one takes off. Now, Air Force One did turn off their transponder. So that was one safety mechanism. They also told everybody sitting there to please pull up your shades at takeoff. What else did they do? Oh, they used a different call sign for the one that was carrying the president. And now everybody's upset. Oh, so the president's safe, but what about everybody else? And then you get Harvey Levin from TMZ.
There were more than a dozen members of the White House pool, reporters, along with a handful of White House staff and military personnel, in addition to these uniformed flight attendants, who were on the old Air Force One.
Right.
And for some reason, they allowed that airplane to take off and fly to London through Turkish airspace when there was a severe security threat such that Donald Trump could not take that state-of-the-art airplane to London. If there was this kind of a threat, why would they let that airplane fly, Air Force One? Because the idea of putting Trump in the catering truck and then getting him onto another aircraft, well, what they were trying to show was that for all intents and purposes, people would believe Trump was still on the old Air Force One.
We got it.
And if he was still on the old Air Force One, and there was a security threat targeting that aircraft, the Iranians would have believed that Trump was on Air Force One. That was the whole point. And yet he wasn't, but these
Oh my God, I'm exhausted. I want to feel like I want to get into Twiggy's bed. This is so. We got it, Harvey. What's his point?
I do not get
I don't get it either. He's upset that. Look, here's the thing. You're in the White House press pool. You signed up. That's part of it. You know that you're normally under the bubble. You've got a tremendous amount of protection with you. In this case, you signed up. There is a chance that something horrible, God forbid, happens to you. The staff as well. Nobody is forced to be there. Do you want them, all to get off the plane, everybody get into a cargo truck and go on to different planes?
They should have just grounded the plane.
And not had to take off.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to do it than just sending the decoy, if that's even the truth. And that's the thing. A lot of people are not buying this.
What, they're not buying that he was in the cargo thing?
Well, yeah, or that was a threat. There's people saying that the threat was most certainly not from Iran, but domestic. Yeah, it's something's fishy.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it, but Harvey's still upset about it. Let's see.
Suspecting reporters, White House staff, and military personnel were on that plane and they flew.
Well, how long was that?
Was that the end?
That's it. How long was that? 1 minute and 23 seconds of your life you're never going to get back. Let's get back to the real stuff. Bumper to bumper bets. Here they come now. I've got mine. Here we go. All in.
We're off. Seattle to Everett, a 40-minute commute. It's slow from 145th to 164th in Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. You're slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park. Everett to Seattle, we've improved to 50 minutes. 35 from Linwood, and it is bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. North 5 remains bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, 35 minutes on both of our bridge routes. So westbound 90, bumper to bumper from Island Crest Way to I-5. Westbound 520, bumper to bumper from the east end of the lake to I-5. And then once you get to I-5, we still have the stall on the ramp to southbound I-5 blocking the left lane. Southbound 99 packed from Lake Union to the stadiums. Northbound 99 is packed from the stadiums up to South Lake Union. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Winner Andrew, bumper to bumper. Oh, it's my turn now? I'm so excited for you. You know, if the garage isn't functioning because there's no space and you can't park your car in there because, well, there's stuff all over the floor, and you want to get around to going to some big box store somewhere and you're going to hang shelves, and you've been saying this for the last 6 to 7 years. Same thing when it comes to maybe fixing the closet. You're going to get organized. You're going to, put a wooden dowel in there, and then you can be able to hang up everything. It's another project that you're never going to get to. The pantry, good luck finding anything, because once you put a can somewhere deep into the recesses of that cabinet, you're never going to find it. The laundry room is a mess. There's stuff all over the floor because there's just no place to store anything. I hopefully am not describing your home, but if I am, or if you know someone that lives that way, wouldn't it be nice for them to have a place for everything in its place? That's where Closets by Design comes in. They give you customized, without the customized price, 40% off, plus an additional 15% off. When they came to the barn, they gave us space, and they gave us closets and cabinets, all customized just for us. The same thing comes your way as well. Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
If you haven't been to the Earthwise Salvaged Lumber Warehouse in Soto yet, you're missing out. Beams, flooring, shelves, live edge slabs, and so much more. One-of-a-kind pieces that show up one day and disappear the next. This stuff is rare, it's real, and once it's gone, it's gone. Contractors, designers, DIYers, no time to lumber around. Inventory changes daily, and the good stuff does not wait. Earthwise Salvaged Lumber Warehouse. Open in Soto. Go to EWSalvage.com.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hartley Wilcox here. Do you know where your food comes from? If it's perishable, you should read the package. Wilcox Farms eggs are locally fresh from Washington. For the freshest choice, choose Wilcox Family Farms.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Is there going to be a song?
Very short.
Short one.
There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait, letter of the day. First, take care of all the rest.
Dennis in Seattle says, hey, it's Tuesday. Let's talk about smoky huts again like we did last Tuesday. That was fun. Did somebody say ketchup slices? Yummy.
We haven't heard from Dennis in a while. 425, you rent the apartment in Seattle so Jack Stein won't cry.
Oh, Jack.
Poor Jack. By the way, I texted him this morning at 5:30. He's doing well.
Oh, good. By the way, that is 1:30 in the morning his time.
Right.
Paul and Sammamish, who did you guys have to bribe to get a wildfire named after John, Joe, and Teeny? I'm referring, of course, to the Three Queens fire up by Lake Catches.
Yeah, make your jokes, Paul. Go ahead. Teen in the 425 said, it sounds like Paul Winter Concerts has mastered the skin flute, if you ask me.
Charlie on the beach in Seattle.
Tina, why do that to the show? Why take it down?
Says, wow, mixing up your Buc-ee's and hair sponsors? I love it. How about some stem cells in your tailpipe?
Everybody's a comedian nowadays. Elliot in Seattle says, Barry Sanders loved AstroTurf.
There you go. R.C. Edmonds says there's a conspiracy theory that the threat to 47's plane was from way closer to home and not from overseas. Thanks for being there, 3 to 7 crew.
I have Danielle in the Monroe says, I'm dying laughing. First time ever, a bumper to bumper has made my day.
Ted from Tacoma says, Nate's challenge is to use all these synonyms and do a total report with no bumper to bumpers. He Googled synonyms and came up with nose to tail, stop and go, crawling, gridlocked, or slow moving.
That is a challenge for Nate. We'll see if he can do it tomorrow. Eric in Everett says, 6? Are you effing kidding me? That's a bumper to bumper overload.
On Democratic Socialists of America and your conversation with Spike, Chris in Marysville says, hey, John, I work at the Monroe Correctional Complex, and I can tell you this with 100% certainty. There are no people in here for just weed and jumping a turnstile.
Thank you, Chris. Tumwater Bully, this is why I love the show. You guys do your homework.
Ellen in Seattle says the natural result of getting something for nothing is the collapse of the system. Having other people in control of your life makes you dependent on others. It's trading your liberty for being taken care of. It's selling yourself short.
Officer Kevin O'Neill says, when the Berlin Wall came down, the people did not run back into communism.
253 says the DSA, that DSA rape rep considers rape hypothetical. I guarantee she supports abortion, and one of her arguments will be for rape. The hypocrisy is unbelievable.
And Brad the Painter says tax-sponsored community services like a police or fire department is not socialism, according to Brad.
Oh, my gosh.
I agree.
And now it is time for the letter
2 pages
of the
out of
day.
7.
Wow, that's not bad. All right.
On the same topic, Harold in Tacoma texts in, and he says, I am 6 foot 8 inches tall. I want everything made for me. I've been flying up front since '89. I want to be reimbursed for needing more space, and I want all cars to fit me. I drive this little station wagon. It says Suburban on the back. Can I get a boat with more headroom and a bigger head? And so it goes. Life isn't fair.
Thank you, Harold. Good luck with your quest for compensated for your height.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
That's it.
Didn't write no more.
Nope.
She left the gloom hanging round
my front door.
Here comes Nate, Mr. Bumber Boomer.
Yeah, Joe. Hey, Joe, save that synonym list.
I got it.
All right. Everett to Marysville, we're clearing out right around a 10-minute commute now. South 5 into Seattle jams up in Northgate all the way down to I-90. North 5 are thick from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Starting to thin out now right through the heart of downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle right around a half hour on both of our bridge routes. We cleared our stall at the on-ramp, though, to southbound I-5 coming off 520. Bellevue to Renton, 45 minutes. We've got a thick backup still from 520 all the way to Northeast 44th near the VMAC in Renton. North 405 slows from South Center into the S-curves. And if you're heading over Tiger Mountain, westbound on 18, bumper to bumper from Deep Creek up to the summit, about a 3-mile backup. Everywhere else, we are beginning to clear out pretty quickly. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
A wildfire disaster unfolding just east of us.
The Spokane fires
destroyed hundreds of homes and forced tens of thousands to evacuate.
Unprecedented stories of loss, devastation, and heartbreak.
It was a beautiful home. It really was.
And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot.
Join KIRO News Radio in doing whatever you can for our neighbors in Spokane. See how you can help at mynorthwest.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
I felt like I had pins and needles sticking into my feet like they were on fire.
Couldn't figure out what was going on and suffered with it. Very uncomfortable to try to get to sleep. So I started to do some research, and it sounded like it might be peripheral neuropathy. If you have it in your feet, it migrates up towards your knees. So I thought I better take care of this. My primary care physician was only offering me gabapentin. It's a nerve blocker, and it didn't make a difference. Maybe toned it down a little bit, but it was so painful to walk. I called Sound Pain Solutions, and right away I got a good feeling. Had my first appointment. They said, we're going to help you. We're going to get through this. So I said, okay, let's do it.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. We use non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers find relief.
My husband and I went on a trip through the Panama Canal, and being able to walk was really delightful.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil. One simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to Metamucil.com for more details.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Hey there, Dawn Riley with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 49th birthday, and we're celebrating by giving you the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight,